Report with Mark Dillon and David Linsky of L3 Family Wealth Partners. Join the Linskys Saturday mornings at 11 right here on WCCO.
Jason DeRusha and Drive Time is next on News Talk 830 WCCO. 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Streaming live on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Just in, police in Barcelona have confirmed that a body found by divers is that of University of Alabama student James Gracie. Gracie, a 20-year-old from suburban Chicago, disappeared on Tuesday while on spring break. Near Israel's northern port city of Haifa, air raid sirens sounded and lightning strikes were seen in the sky near an oil refinery. Earlier, an Iranian missile attack hit Israel's oil refineries in Haifa but did not cause significant damage, according to Israel's energy ministry. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says in an address to his country,
"The death cult in Iran is trying to blackmail the world by closing a key international maritime route, the Straits of Hormuz. It won't work."
An awkward moment in the Oval Office today as Japan's prime minister met with President Trump. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
President Trump praised Japan as a great friend of the United States when a member of the Japanese press asked him, "Why didn't you tell U.S. allies in Europe, Asia, and Japan about the war before attacking Iran?"
We didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise.
And then came this.
Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay?
Adding due to the element of surprise, the U.S. knocked out more than 50% of Iran's military assets in the first 2 days of the war. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard and other intel officials spent a second day on Capitol Hill facing more sharp questions on the Iran war. Democratic Congressman Jim Hines of Connecticut says in his opening remarks,
"Not one of your agencies has produced a single report saying that Iran posed an imminent threat to the United States."
Director Gabbard reiterated her earlier testimony that President Trump was responsible for determining whether Iran posed an imminent threat to the U.S. based on the intelligence community's assessments. FBI Director Kash Patel and Attorney General Pam Bondi are named in a lawsuit filed by two fired agents. Details from CBS's Sarah Lynch.
They have filed a lawsuit against the Justice Department and the FBI and its leaders, alleging they were wrongfully terminated merely because they worked on a case that is politically charged that the president does not like. Both of them allege that they have never had any problems. They were never accused of any misconduct. They had good ratings for the work that they did, but because of the nature of the case that they worked on in the course of their duties as agents, they were summarily fired.
Stocks have closed down on Wall Street. The Dow has fallen 203 points, NASDAQ down 62. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly sunny, up to 51 degrees at 3:03. I'm Laura Oakes. A prestigious honor for our community.
The people of the Twin Cities of Minnesota are being honored with the 2026 John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award. The JFK Library Foundation says it's presented annually to public servants who have made courageous decisions of conscience without regard for the professional or personal consequences. The foundation says the people of the Twin Cities are being honored for risking their lives to protect their neighbors and immigrant community members from an unprecedented federal law enforcement operation, peacefully defending the human rights and values that serve as the foundation of our constitutional democracy. The award will be presented on May 31st at the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum in Boston. It's unclear at this point who will be accepting it. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
This year's other Profile and Courage Award honoree is Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, who the foundation says protected the independence of the Federal Reserve despite years of personal attacks and threats from the highest levels of government. Minnesota DFL lawmakers planning to introduce a bill to repeal the March 31st Cesar Chavez Day in the state after multiple women accused the late farm union and civil rights leader of sexual abuse. Officials with a public charter school named after Chavez say the allegations are profoundly concerning, and they're taking time to fully understand the information that is emerging. Both Minneapolis and St. Paul have streets named after Chavez. It's not clear if any action will be taken to rename them. Governor Walz defending his plan to make cuts to nursing home funding amid the release of his state budget proposal. He tells WCCO's Vanita Sakar on the Morning News the plan focuses on long-term program sustainability rather than simple cuts to the state's high reimbursement rates.
Minnesota nursing homes are reimbursed at a rate that's higher than almost any other state. And on so many of these things, Vanita, costs for everything are expensive for families. This budget is not a budget year. It is mostly bonding, but we still had structural imbalances.
Republican House Speaker Lisa Damuth, who is also running for governor, has voiced strong opposition to the funding changes. March Madness is no joke for a group of friends who gather every year to watch the NCAA tournament.
It's become an annual ritual. Luke is a Wisconsin fan.
This whole crew gets together in a different city every year, and we watch March Madness basketball together. So it's kind of like become, this guy's the ringleader of it. Yeah.
How many years is this route?
22 years.
But there is much more to the tournament for these guys than just watching the games. Z is from Virginia Tech.
Tournament Bible. Everywhere we go, we log our entries, the people who are on the trip, all of our brackets, all of our bets. This is the Tourney Bible. It's just the greatest sporting event that's ever been created.
In other words, they mean business. In downtown Minneapolis, Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
And WCCO News Time is 3:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Some slowing south 169, Anderson Lakes Parkway down to 101. If you're going to be traveling across town, got some congestion both directions between Cedar and 35W. South 35W into the Crosstown Commons. Get ready for your slowdowns there as you move past Diamond Lake Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Gutman Law, wills, trusts, and probate law at gutmanlaw.com. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Spring officially arrives tomorrow, and wow, is it going to feel like it? We'll be mostly cloudy overnight tonight. We'll see areas of fog developing once again. Not worried about freezing fog as we only cool back to 38. Partly cloudy tomorrow, mid-50s, 56 the afternoon high. How about Saturday? Partly cloudy with a high up around 67. It will be cooler on Sunday. More clouds, bit of a breeze with highs back in the mid-40s.
Mostly sunny right now, nice afternoon, 51 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Unscripted, unexpected, unforgettable. News Talk 830 WCCO. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
Oh, it is a fun day for college basketball fans, and what a great day to be a Minnesotan. I know. Oh, man, back when I was in high school doing play-by-play of our high school basketball team, I dreamed of, being the play-by-play guy or the studio host for NCAA March Madness, taking a live look in at different games as they're going on all over. And what a thrill. Dan Cooks, Wisconsin Badgers. Laura in her news update just brought, was Ari doing that story, right, Laura?
It was Ari, yeah.
Yes, Ari ran down to Tom's Watch Bar over the lunch hour today.
So Ari interviewed a Wisconsin Badger fan,
Yep.
and the Badgers.
I hate basketball.
The Badgers.
Stupid sport.
Upset. 83-82. Oh, man. What a shame. To that fine.
I think we've finally proven that gambling has taken over the sport of basketball and has corrupted the NCAA tournament to the point where it's just not worth it anymore.
I mean, Wisconsin is the second best university in the state of Wisconsin.
Here we go.
So
where's the other one playing? What part of when do they play in the tournament?
So here is our question for you. We have I would love to hear where you're at on March Madness. 651-461-9226, because today I gave in and filled out a bracket. And I should take a look because I believe I had some misplaced faith in the Badgers.
So we're gloating, but it just disrupted our bracket.
Well,
how's that working for you?
And that's the question. For me, I don't care about the bracket. And I am...
Then why'd you fill one out?
Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Peer pressure at work. I don't want Chris Tubbs, who is the leader of the bracket.
Oh, come on.
Coming into work.
It was Tubbsy's bracket you got in?
Isn't that the only one? Is there another one here?
Well, I mean, there's brackets all over the place. I don't know that you got in one
I did
here.
The work
you just said you got into the bracket.
One.
You didn't say it was the work one.
I got in the work one. Last year we had our IT director, Michelle, who is on, she's out of work, but she still works here, but she's not here right now.
On leave, yeah.
And she had such a confusing bracket that I kept. Were you a part of that?
No, I haven't filled out a bracket in over a decade.
So do you just not participate in anything that is sort of extracurricular at the workplace?
Yes, I don't. But I mean, no, I'm trying to think. I haven't filled out a bracket here or anywhere else in well over a decade.
NCAA says about 1 in 4 Americans fills out a bracket.
Which I believe.
The total number of brackets may be as many as 100 million because so many people do multiple brackets.
The reason that I don't fill out a bracket isn't antisocial in its nature. The reason that I don't fill out a bracket is I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to fill out a bracket, I'm going to study, man. I'm going to look at the teams. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to do all the work. And then I'm going to fill out a bracket. And some ding-dong's going to come along and pick favorite colors and win the whole stupid thing. And so why am I even bothering with this?
That's part of the fun, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. There was nothing fun in that at all for me.
I guess I don't really care about the bracket. I'm a joiner. I'm a participator.
You are.
And so that's it. That's all it is for me. Now, Chris Tubbs, who produces Henry Lake's show, is the one who came up with this bracket for Odyssey. And I didn't pick the Gophers, or the Badgers, rather, to win the whole thing. I picked Duke, and how's that going?
Well, they're down 13 right now in the second half.
I would be bummed if Duke is out. And it was difficult for me to pick Duke, Dan, because as you know, Duke did not pick my son, Sam, who really wanted to go to Duke.
I mean, have you told Sam that you picked the school that rejected him?
Sam is currently on some sort of school-related junket to Thailand.
I'm sure he's still paying attention.
This morning I text my 2 sons. Sam is in Thailand. Seth is in Paris. And this weekend, Alyssa and I were talking about maybe going to Sioux Falls. This is a sad point in our life. Our kids are halfway around the world. And Alyssa and I last night are like, it'd be kind of fun to go visit our friend Amy Waller up in Sioux Falls. But a lot of people do call Sioux Falls the Bangkok of the upper Midwest.
Precisely no one calls them that.
651-461-9226. March Madness is foolish. Leave Dan and the Badgers alone. Another texter says madness is an apt term. Other than madness, there's no reason really to care about any of this. I suppose if you're listening to this show, you're not watching March Madness, so maybe you don't
care. You can
care.
multitask.
Let me pose this question to you. Because in this state, we love to compete, the University of Minnesota versus the University of Wisconsin, right? We have a lot of Badgers alums, and I'm sure any of them who are watching the game are drunk out of their minds right now.
Basketball's dumb.
Is it better to lose in the first round of the NCAA tournament, or, as the Golden Gophers are very likely to do, is it better to win the crown? Win the crown tournament, and then you are
nothing.
The champion.
You are nothing.
You end your season in a way that every team dreams of on a win. How many teams end their journey feeling great, feeling like they won? Only 3.
No, only 1. The other 2 are delusional.
You got the NIT champion.
Delusional.
You've got the NCAA tournament champion.
That's the one that gets to feel good.
And the champion of the college basketball crown.
Delusional. How many teams get into the NCAA tournament now? We're up to like 68,
6.
right, with the play-in?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Or the first 4 that they're trying to call it. So if you win either of those 2 tournaments, the best you can claim to be is the 69th best team in college basketball.
Nope. It's way more fun to win a tournament and keep playing
the
deep.
delusion.
It's way
you
more
want a
fun.
participation trophy? Here you go. You want a little medal? Here you go.
What is being bounced in round 1 but a participation trophy?
It means you had a shot. It means you had a shot at winning the only thing that actually matters in college basketball.
Do you want to be the best of the worst or the worst of the best?
You want to be the worst of the best. Of course you do.
Depends.
No, it really does. And it depends on if you want to be delusional or not. If you want to delude yourself into thinking life is great when you actually stink, God bless you, I guess.
Do you want to be the best? In this scenario, do you want to be the best of the worst, which is precisely what the University of Wisconsin Badgers are at this moment? Or do you want to be...
No, you had it backwards.
Right.
The Badgers are the worst of the best.
I can never keep this straight.
Or do you want to be delusional and be the best of the loser
worst?
Tournaments that nobody cares about? Nobody cares about. Who's the NIT champion from last year? Nobody knows except the people that won that school.
Who's the NCAA champion from last year?
I don't know because I don't pay attention.
Exactly.
But more people know who the NCAA tournament champion is than who the NIT team.
No one cares about any of this, really, like in the grand scheme.
That's why billions of people are watching these games right now, because nobody cares.
Dan, everyone remembers the overtime thriller where the Chattanooga Mocs
nobody knows.
beat the UC Irvine Anteaters 85-84.
None of which you would know without Googling it. None of it. Because the tournaments don't matter. I mean, I'm glad the kids get to play. That's good for them. That's great. But nobody really cares.
All right, text in. Where are you on March Madness? 651-461-9226. Coming up in about 20 minutes, we will ask about the Profiles in Courage Award. Is it wrong for Dan and I to think that we should be accepting the award? We'll get into that when we roll on. I'm deep teasing. That's like 2 segments to go. Hit the thing and let's da-da-da-da-da-da.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Taking one of those instant cash offers for your home is easy, but if you take it, you're missing out on tens of thousands of dollars. Hi, it's Vanita. It's easy to learn what your home is worth. The John Schuster Group with Coldwell Banker Realty will tell you for free online in seconds. Chances are your home is worth more than those instant offers. The Good Neighbor agent can help you sell it fast for way more money. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Get into your local running store Tuesday and Wednesday, March 24th and 25th, where everything is on sale. Well, almost everything. Save 12% on almost everything in the store. This includes most regular priced items, plus 25% on regular priced clothing and footwear. Also shop sporting goods, houseware, snacks, hardware, fishing, hunting, and much more. Bring the family to your local Runnings March 24th and 25th, where almost everything in the store is on sale. Go to Runnings.com for more information and to find a store near you. Runnings, now with 90 locations, your local home, farm, and outdoor store.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
It's okay to be skeptical and cynical about this. I think that's part of the deal, but it's also okay to have fun.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
The texts are all over the place. What, as was that first segment. Texture points out that Drive Time with DeRusha is the best of the lousiest of the lousiest of the best. I think another show has that.
Never heard of that before.
I think another show has.
No
I
idea.
can't take that. Dan, could I ask you an on-air question, on-air production question?
Sure, you
could. JP's thing on?
Nope.
Okay. That hiss that you've heard for the last 20 minutes, it's not that it's just AM radio. We didn't mess up.
Yeah, no, it's nothing to worry about.
Texters, it sounds like Dan woke up on the wrong side of the court today.
No, the Badger players woke up on the wrong side of the court today. That's the problem.
Another texter, Dan is correct. I couldn't care less about March Madness. Dan should absolutely get the award for having the courage to not fill out a bracket.
There you go.
In that asylum he works in.
I won't be peer pressured like somebody in the room.
Do you guys like it?
I stand by my convictions, Jason.
Yeah, my convictions are malleable at best. Do you guys like it at work when they do this sort of stuff, like March Madness bracket, potluck, luncheon, chili cook-off? Like, where are you guys on
Forced family fun?
Forced fun, as Dan calls it. 651-461-9226. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm for it. I don't think anyone should be made to feel bad for not participating.
Do you?
I'm lying. I do think you should feel bad if you don't participate.
Thank you. Tell the truth, DeRusha.
I think you're a bad person if you don't participate in the work fun. Is it so hard for some of you people just to suck it up and show up for a happy hour once in a while, or fill out Tubbsy's bracket just to make Tubbsy feel valued?
Why should we be forced to do that?
Well, you shouldn't be forced.
Well, you said suck it up.
Yes, internally.
Suck it up. Like you're somehow lesser because you don't do this.
You are.
Absolutely not.
You shouldn't
Preposterous.
You shouldn't be forced to by the boss, but you should be forced to by your own sense of failure as a human being for letting your coworkers down, letting your friends down. What about your phony work friends?
That's just garbage. Well, and you just said it. It's phony. Look, I'm here to work.
Everything's phony.
I'm here to work. I'm here to do a
What's
job.
real?
I do the best job that I can do. And outside of that, I didn't say I did the best job. I said I did the best job I could do. And outside of that, people don't get to demand anything of me. Nothing.
I'm asking for a little self-regulation, not for a boss to demand it. Like twice a year. once for a coworker. So, like, you know, like if Dave is trying to raise money for something, like you're going to chip in, not because you necessarily care about that cause more than another, but because you care about Dave and you want to help him out.
I think that's
that
far
counts.
different.
Yeah, I
think that's way different.
Look.
And here's
I don't
the bottom
need you
line.
pointing out my hypocrisy.
Here's the bottom line.
This is not a well-developed argument.
No, it truly isn't. Here's the bottom line. So with Tubbsy, let's talk about the bracket, okay?
All right.
Because it's a bracket day, it's a tournament day,
Sure.
people are having fun with the brackets. Is the quality of Chris Tubbs' life impacted in any measurable way if I participate in the bracket or if I don't participate in the bracket? And the obvious answer to that question is no, of course it's not. Chris is just fine. Chris gets to get together with the people that want to do the thing, and they do the thing. And those of us that don't want to do the thing don't have to do the thing, and it doesn't impact, and it shouldn't impact, the joy of the people who want to do the thing in doing the thing. Just do the thing and leave the rest of us alone.
Can we get Tubbsy on the line?
I can try.
Oh, he just texted me. Oh, no, this is another friend. This is my friend Matt Liddy, who back at Channel 4, Matt would take off. Matt and John Denzer, two guys that I work with, would take off today and tomorrow and just watch games at Tiffany's. And so they just watch games all day, and it was fun. And, like, I would go, Mark Rosen would go, like, people would go. It was great. But Liddy's a big Badgers fan. Oh, he said, big crowd of people there. He said that was a tough one. Yeah. Tough for Badger Nation. Texter, when it comes to work-related forced fun, says, nope, I'm out. If you had seen some of the things people do around here, you wouldn't want to touch a doorknob, much less participate in anything involving food.
All right, you asked for him. Here he is, Chris Tubbs.
All right, Chris Tubbs from the Chris Tubbs Experience with Henry Lake every night. Tubbsy, happy NCAA bracket day.
Thank you. I'm rooting for Duke to lose, and I'm rooting for North Dakota State to win. So other than that, my day's great.
I see. I'm looking at our group from Odyssey, Minneapolis, all of the people who participated.
Yeah, you notice that your producer extraordinaire is not one of them.
Oh,
but that's okay. He's only an introvert when it comes to socializing, not actually, no, he's an introvert when it comes to doing this too, but that's okay. I still like him.
So you noticed.
No, but he just literally just made my point. Okay, I'm not participating in this, but he's okay. He still likes me. Everything's fine.
Well, but now let's push
Jason's
him.
trying to tell me that I need to feel bad because I didn't participate in this. Like I'm a bad human being. Like I'm somehow negatively impacting your life or your sense of joy, Chris, by not participating in this thing.
Well, let's not convolute the two things. You know, negatively impacting my life and participating in this are two different things.
That's my point.
You noticed. Do I get to ask a question? Cook?
I don't know. You've asked about 16 and you've disagreed with yourself like 14 of them.
So you noticed that Dan Cook did not participate.
Yes.
And doesn't that even a little bit make you say like, kind of wish Dan would participate?
You noticed that I didn't participate, but before you sent out the first invitation, you knew I wasn't going to participate, didn't you? Yes or no?
I was hoping that our friendship would preclude your not wanting to participate.
You're so full of it. You're killing me.
I'm hurt.
Yeah. You notice who did participate and sign up this morning, right?
Yes, Mr. Jason Allen DeRusha.
No. I even paid the $5.
You did, which is better than most of the people in the pool. It's coming out of my pocket, Jason. I need some of those endorsements. I need endorsement money to pay the winner of the tournament. That's why I need to win.
Yeah. I think the nice thing for Dan to do would be just to give you $5 out of like, sorry for not participating. Here's $5.
I will take sympathy cash. Yes, I will. When I see you guys in a half hour, I expect some sympathy cash in hand.
I expect to be disappointed, sir.
There he is. Chris Tubbs, thank you, Chris.
You got it, guys.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. That like there's a little just a tinge of sadness knowing that you're not part of the thing.
Trying to see if I even have $5 on me right now.
Oh, pretty funny. Texters. I've had enough of introverts, says 612er. Yeah?
What has an introvert ever done to you?
Another texter asks, is it being an introvert? Or is it someone who's self-centered?
Okay. All right. Now, I understand that one. I think that's a fundamentally flawed interpretation of introversion.
Yeah.
But I do understand that question.
The update on the Duke game is that Duke has closed a 13-point deficit to within 3 points. You didn't think that Duke was just going to roll over against Siena. 50-47. Still 13 minutes to go in that one. So if you pick Duke, your bracket is not yet busted. Wisconsin, we're sorry. We're sorry for you.
Stupid game anyway.
I'm going to rub it in, Wisconsin, when the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers prevail as the champions of the college basketball crown. It's 3:30. We're going to break. I do want to talk about Profiles in Courage. The city of Minneapolis, or the citizens, not the city, the citizens of Minneapolis getting this award from the John F. Kennedy Center. Who do you think should accept it? Who should accept the award? This story just breaking this afternoon. Who should accept it? 651-461-9226. Drive Time back in a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Dan, did you notice this sort of like sweater polo that I'm wearing today? Kind of tan oatmeal. Would you call this oatmeal? What color?
I wouldn't call it oatmeal, but now that you called it that, that's fine.
This is from J.H. & Sons at the Galleria in Edina.
Very sharp.
You can tell it's from J.H. & Sons and not like some of my other wardrobe because, well, just the fabric looks so much nicer. J.H. & Sons, it's all top-notch at the Galleria in Edina. J.H. & Sons right now. This is kind of a funny part of the year, right? Because you don't know if you should be wearing winter clothing or if you should be wearing spring clothing.
Sometimes it changes during the day.
Yes, no doubt. Well, if you go over to J.H. & Sons right now, they've got tons of spring clothing in stock, and they still have like some items left over to get you through the transition. What I love especially, what introduced me to J.H. & Sons, is the incredible tailoring. The suits are fabulous, and men's suits are coming back, which I'm excited about. And sometimes it's just a jacket, like the double-breasted jacket and jeans look is red hot right now. And they can hook you up at J.H. & Sons at the Galleria. Incredible people. They've worked for all of the best men's clothing stores in the Midwest. And now they're all under one roof. J.H. & Sons. You can sign up for their email list at jhandsons.com. But go to the store. Go experience that service difference at the Galleria. In Edina, it's J.H. & Sons.
Where Minnesota checks in.
Thanks for having me on. Love your show.
I wish more people listened to get the balance.
And chimes in.
I have had enough of this government. Republicans like to say the law and order.
It's your turn.
Let ICE do their business. We don't want criminals. I've heard this in the news.
Anger makes you stupid.
Add your voice to the mix. The CCO talk and text line. 651-461-9226.
I'm here with Alec Sherrod, a top mergers and acquisitions attorney with Helmuth & Johnson. Alec, Minnesota laws can be complex. How do you make sure you're on the right path?
At Helmuth & Johnson, we help businesses and individuals navigate Minnesota's laws with clarity and confidence. We understand how Minnesota's laws and courts work, and we guide you every step of the way.
So it's not just knowing the law, it's knowing Minnesota.
Exactly. Practical advice, local experience, real solutions.
If you're looking to buy or sell a business, go to hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Use caution Southwest Metro as you travel 212 eastbound, making toward Prairie Center Drive. Got some road work in place. Look for the right lane to be closed. South 169 slow as you move down from 494 heading to Old Shakopee Road. The crosstown slows between 35W and Cedar Avenue and South 94 into Minneapolis. That's slowing to move past Highway 55 into and through the Lowry Hill Tunnel. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
At By the Yard, they're family-owned and locally made. This outdoor furniture is crafted from recycled materials, maintenance-free, backed by a 35-year warranty, so it looks great season after season. Stop by your local By the Yard showroom today. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast brought to you by the Yard. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Expect a mostly cloudy sky overnight tonight. We will see patchy fog develop again because of all the melting of the snow. 38 the overnight low. Average high is 43. Are you ready for these highs? Partly cloudy and 56 tomorrow. Up to 67 on Saturday. Temperatures do fall back to near average on Sunday.
It is warm and sunny and melty and sort of sloppy out there. 53 in Minneapolis on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always, and I mean always, on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Profiles in Courage Award from the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum announced just today that one of the honorees this year, the people of the Twin Cities, Minnesota. The people of the Twin Cities, Minnesota, in the category of constitutional and human rights. Who should accept the award? Because I'll tell you who I don't think should accept the award, and I don't think it should be the mayors. 651-461-9226. I want to know who you think should accept the award. I said before that it was the people of Minneapolis, but it's the people of the Twin Cities. For risking their lives, is what the John F. Kennedy Center wrote, for risking their lives to protect their neighbors and immigrant community members from an unprecedented federal law enforcement operation, peacefully defending the human rights and values that serve as the foundation of our constitutional democracy. They go on to write, the people of the Twin Cities responded with extraordinary courage and resolve. Tens of thousands took to the streets to peacefully protest. Others documented enforcement activity and alerted neighbors to federal agents' presence. Faith leaders organized demonstrations. Community groups built rapid response networks. Labor leaders, small business, volunteers, across religious, racial, and political lines, a broad coalition of residents of the Twin Cities and surrounding suburbs united in peaceful resistance. First of all, I think this is totally deserved. And you still, by the way, are allowed to have a difference of opinion as to whether or not ICE should have been doing what they were doing. My view on this has always been that I 100% support what President Trump's initial case was, that they were going to come and get people who were undocumented and people who were criminals or dangerous out of here. And I'm glad that some of those people were taken away. That said, I don't know that going after roofers and dishwashers and what does that do to make us safer? That said, like, I understand there's a difference of opinion on this, and so fine. Like, you're allowed to have that difference of opinion. You're, in fact, allowed to think, the ICE tactics, they were a little aggressive in some cases, but what you're allowed to feel about that however you want to feel about it. I think you also can hold that and say, what happened here was pretty remarkable. There's a reason that people all over the world were interested in what happened here in Minnesota, and it's because It is very unusual to see regular people standing up against their own federal government. Very unusual. And it was peaceful. I know texters, already a texter, it was not peaceful. You're wrong. It was peaceful. We had, on a Friday where it was 20 below zero, 40 below zero wind chill, between 25 and 50,000 people walking through the streets of Minneapolis, 100% peaceful. Now, did I like the chasing and obstructing that was going on of ICE agents? I did not. But I will say I have come to terms with appreciating the fact that if it wasn't for people out there documenting what ICE agents were doing, I don't know if we ever would have known the truth. The federal government has been more than willing to lie and lie and lie again about what was happening during that. And so if it wasn't for regular people who were willing to follow, were willing to quote unquote obstruct, well, I don't know if we ever would have known. I don't think it should be politicians accepting this, though, because to me it's not political. And I'm sure people will disagree with that, and let's have that conversation. 651-461-9226. Let's go to Leslie in Rosemount. Leslie, who do you think should accept this award? Because I don't think it should be the mayors. That doesn't feel like that's the spirit of what we're talking about here.
I think somebody from the Haven Watch organization should accept the award. They are still out at the WIPS building giving detainees rides home, giving people clothing, even getting them groceries, money to ride the bus. They're still at it. They're still hard at work.
Haven Watch is
Haven Watch.
It's sort of the volunteer group that was working on the ground, helping people as they were. It used to be called Safe Haven, but it's called Haven Watch, right?
Somebody from that group. Yes.
I like that. That makes sense. Like I really think like the closer to the, I sort of want like some mom wearing a vest, like an orange vest, like that's sort of the vibe that feels right for what we were talking about,
Yeah, that would be somebody from Haven Watch.
Haven Watch. Thanks, Leslie. Appreciate that. 651-461-9226. Texters say Alex Preddy and Renee Good's family. Maybe Renee Good's wife, Alex Preddy's parents, says someone. Interesting. I get that. That's, to me, that's still not exactly on the nose. Because then you bring up this whole debate as to whether or not in those two particular cases, the specific actions of those two individuals were good or bad or provocative or whatever. And while I do think that we need to hold the ICE agents accountable after the investigation, wherever we get on that stuff, I do support accountability there. I'm not... just for me, it's not it. It's not it for me. I can be convinced. So call in and try to convince me. But it just sends things down in another direction. Keith is in Princeton. Keith, thanks for listening.
Hi.
You have questions, period, about the award, right?
Yeah, I don't think there should be an award.
Why not?
I think all those misguided people made fools of themselves, let alone that they were committing crimes of obstructing the police, going around blowing whistles, swearing, yelling, getting in the way. More of them should have been arrested. And I want to thank the Trump administration, and I want to thank ICE for recognizing the incompetent, dishonest state government that exists in this state, and thank them for coming in and at least trying to get rid of these criminals that have been living in our state. Thanks a lot.
Keith, can I ask you a follow-up question? Nope. Well, we let Keith say his piece. I will tell you, I was tempted 3 or 4 times to interrupt him, but you guys should be proud of me. I let him say what he wanted to say. I'll say what I want to say about that. Keith, I get where you're coming from, and I think if that was your view on day one, that I would say, like, well, let's see what happens, Keith. But I do not see how you can look at what ICE did. It was on video time and time again, people being pulled out of cars, people being asked to show their identification, just being stopped because of the color of their skin. No real probable cause, no investigation other than going into neighborhoods where they knew not white people were living. And there is a reason that public opinion polls of Minnesotans and Americans showed 66% of people felt ICE, that the tactics here were too far, were un-American. It's because they were. You cannot get 66% of people to agree on anything today. So the fact that so many people saw it for what it was, even when I support, I certainly support the idea of getting people who are here illegally and are criminals or potentially dangerous, deporting them, absolutely. Today, in fact, we learned that the 5-year-old boy, who in many ways became sort of the symbol of overreach here, Liam Ramos, that his family lost their initial asylum case. And Liam Ramos is likely going to, along with the family, is going to be deported. And I'll tell you this, I know this is, I don't know, will surprise some of you, but I think most people who are here claiming asylum should probably lose their asylum cases. He came here from Ecuador. I do not know that it is good policy for our country to be taking in all comers right now. I think there are times that asylum makes sense. We've certainly seen it over the years, and I do think people who came here seeking asylum have become citizens or are here legally have made our community stronger. But just because you're claiming asylum, then you get a hearing, and the judge, they decide, is it legit or is it not? So I don't know. It's very easy for me to hold all of these sort of different reactions, right? Where you can say, in favor of citizens being here legally, in favor of deporting people who are found to be here illegally, also in favor of reforming the system and figuring out, hey, if you've been here for 10 years, you have a job, you don't have a criminal record, like, could we be serious about getting you away to have residency or have work permits, in favor of all these things, but also looking at what ICE did and be like, give me a break. Texters, local faith leaders should receive that award. That'd be nice. I do think, like, the faith community, you think about the coalition, right? Is it faith leaders? Is it even some of, like, the restaurants where they were like, you look at Rectangle Pizza, where we had them on our show, and they raised hundreds of thousands of money, but people just kind of taking care of their neighbors. I think that's pretty good. Texters, a lot of people with Renee Good and Alex Preddy's family. I don't think it should be the mayor's, and I don't think it should be Good and Preddy's family. I don't. I think it should be the regular people, as closer to regular people as you can get, who were organizing groups, taking care of their kids, schools. That's what moved me. Let's break. Someone's upset that we're making this a decisive issue, divisive issue. I don't see what's divisive about it. Who should accept it? Texter says the people did what they did because they care about their neighbors, not about who accepts some award. Of course. I don't think anybody did any of this to get an award. Absolutely not. No one would ever suggest that. Oh, yeah, we did a whole protest trying to get the John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award. Come on. Not a divisive issue. Who should accept it? We'll break. More Drive Time in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Chris Lindahl, Real Estate, would love to make your life a little easier. It's Jason here for my friend, Chris Lindahl. Chris is a great Minnesotan, grew up here, built his family here, built his business here. You've seen him on billboards all over the place, arms wide out. But what Chris is doing is bringing you big red checks. Oh, the big red check is such a great visual and symbol of the guaranteed cash offer and a symbol of Chris helping to make your life a little easier. Because what Chris knows is that kind of the process of selling a home is broken. It's broken. The rate of people backing out and flaking out and freaking out, it's just not worth it. If you go to chrislindahl.com, you can download a free smart seller guide. It helps you make a decision if you should go on the open market or should you take the guaranteed cash offer. And that guaranteed cash offer, 80% more big red checks were handed out last year than the year before because people don't want the headache. You don't need the headache either. Offload it to Chris Lindahl. Get that free smart seller guide at chrislindahl.com.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love. Sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hey, Jordana, I'm Brian. I'm 58 and single. I have a house, a bunch of investments. I have a sister I'm close to, but no kids or anything tying me down, so I never really worried about planning for the future. Recently, a friend of mine passed away unexpectedly without a will or a trust, and it created a huge mess for the family he left behind. I don't want to be a burden on my sister. I want to be prepared. So why should I choose Gutman Law?
Hi, Brian. Your instincts are correct. If you were to do nothing, the state would decide who's in charge and how to distribute your assets, which is probably not what you want. And your sister will have a lot to sort out by herself. Now, this is the reason why I chose Gutman Law. My family, Matt and Jamie, were so sensitive to the nuances of my situation after a divorce. An estate plan is more than just names and numbers on a piece of paper. It's family. Making it easy on them is what matters most. From healthcare directives to wills to living trusts, Gutman Law can help you determine what type of planning makes sense to protect you and your loved ones. 612-895-1616 or go to mnestatelaw.com. Gutman Law, giving you peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And brought to you by Linda's Construction, lindasconstruction.com. 212 eastbound as you make way toward Prairie Center Drive. You're going to find road work in the right lane. However, it is in the process of being cleared as we speak. Still, the slowdowns always make way through the area. Slowdowns continue east 394 Park Place Boulevard to Minneapolis. And going to find slowdowns for east 94 as you make way toward John Ireland Boulevard over to Highway 52. Protect your home before spring storms arrive. Choose GF Asphalt Shingles and receive free installation labor this month. Go to lindasconstruction.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Call Metro Heating and Cooling for a $99 furnace tune-up and safety check. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Metro Heating and Cooling, and we're going to need the cooling the way things are going the next couple of days. Tonight, we only get down to 38. Patchy fog. Tomorrow, 56 is the high. Saturday, 67. Oh, my goodness. Right now, it is 53 on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
You never know on this show, yes.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, a couple more reactions as to who should accept the Profiles in Courage Award. John says, find the most normal person who did the most abnormal thing. That's pretty good. Another response, open an application and pick by lottery some random people who meet some sort of basic qualifications, right? Like a Twin Cities resident who took part in some different actions. There's some logic to that, right? Like, I just want this to be the most normal person possible. I don't want it to be some big name, some big shot. I want it to be some, some protester or some mom who is wearing one of those vests or one of these neighborhood dads protecting the daycare or whatever. That's what I want. Time check. It's 3:56. Continental Diamond time check. How fun is this? Continental Diamond joining us as a sponsor of Drive Time with DeRusha, bringing us a time check. Why? Because they have the best watches in town. New watches, of course, but their pre-owned selection is what I'm excited about. Biggest selection in town. Some of the biggest names when it comes to luxury timepieces. Boy, you get a great value, and you get a pre-owned as well. Go check them out in St. Louis Park at Continental Diamond. A little bit of breaking news. Are you a Bachelorette fan? Dan, I assume you're a fan of Bachelorettes in general, if not the show.
Definitely not the show.
Alyssa and I were watching like a preview of The Bachelorette earlier this week. Alyssa, my wife, loves The Bachelorette. ABC just canceled this new season because the Bachelorette herself, this Taylor Frankie Paul, who is part of like the Utah Mom Talk, I think. What do they call it? It's like the Mormons. Yeah, Mom Talk. The Mormon wives. There's a video that came out where she is attacking her ex-boyfriend with a chair. 2023 video. Came out on TMZ. They canceled the whole season. I don't know, man. Like, what is wrong with people? You cast a reality TV star and you're shocked that she attacked a guy with a chair? Isn't that the whole bit? CBS News is next.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt relief reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
If your workspace needs a spring reset like mine does, now's the time. The Staples Spring Savings Event is happening this week only, with savings up to 50% in-store and online. Plus, join Easy Rewards for free and save even more. Deals end March 21st. Staples. That was easy.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
At Wealth Enhancement, we believe wealth is in the details. Our team of trusted advisors craft personalized solutions to help you achieve your financial goals. Tune in to the Your Money Show on News Talk 830 WCCO every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. or go to wealthenhancement.com to connect with one of our advisors.
On the air at AM 830 and 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Together with live streams via the Odyssey and iHeartRadio apps. This is News Talk 830 WCCO.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Iran war is escalating sharply after an Israeli strike on Iran's vast South Pars natural gas field. Iran is threatening zero restraint. President Trump is asked about putting U.S. troops on the ground.
The president was asked about sending U.S. troops.
No, I'm not putting troops anywhere. If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you. But I'm not putting troops.
Trump was speaking in the Oval Office as he met with Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. He praised Japan's first-ever female prime minister, saying he's received assurances of support in the U.S.-led war against Iran.
They are really stepping up to the plate.
Unlike NATO, he said, the president did not specify how Japan is stepping up to the plate. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Authorities in Spain have found the body of a missing Illinois college student. CBS's Allison Keyes reports.
Police say they have found the body of 20-year-old James Jimmy Gracie in the water off of a Barcelona beach. He was vacationing in Spain and vanished 2 days ago. Gracie was a college student at the University of Alabama and never returned to the room he was renting with friends.
And also, we have that the unpaid TSA officers are still calling out sick during the standoff on Capitol Hill over Homeland Security funding, which has led to the partial government shutdown. Now, the nationwide call-out rate was higher yesterday than it was on Tuesday, but not as high as Monday's number of just over 10%. TSA officer Sherrod Green works at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport.
Lawmakers, listen, we're not Republicans, we're not Democrats, we're not independents. We're just people that come to work every day to do our job. And all we expect you guys to do is do your job.
A heat wave lingers in parts of California, Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico, setting some records for this man in Santa Maria, California.
A hat, long pants, long sleeves, sunblock is huge. But the main thing for me is to cover up.
The Supreme Court honors the late Justice Sandra Day O'Connor at a meeting of the Supreme Court's bar. O'Connor was the first woman on the bench appointed by President Ronald Reagan and confirmed unanimously in 1981. Duke Law professor Lisa Kern-Griffin is a former high court clerk.
I think Justice O'Connor's defining virtue was her generosity. She was very quick to give other people both the credit and the benefit of the doubt.
Justice O'Connor retired in 2006 and died in 2023. Just days before the Sunday premiere, ABC has canceled its already filmed season of The Bachelorette starring Taylor Frankie Paul due to an alleged incident of domestic abuse involving her ex-boyfriend. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Minnesota's trusted voice, every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 52 degrees at 4:03. I'm Laura Oakes. The people of the Twin Cities joining the list of honorees for the prestigious John F. Kennedy Profile in Courage Award. The JFK Library Foundation says the community is being honored for risking their lives to protect their neighbors and immigrant community members from an unprecedented federal law enforcement operation, peacefully defending the human rights and values that serve as the foundation of our constitutional democracy. The award will be presented May 31st at the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum in Boston. Unclear at this point who will be accepting it. This year's other Profile Encourage Award honoree is Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Republicans and Democrats in both the Minnesota House and Senate are hoping they can breathe new life into sports betting legislation this session. There are bipartisan bills in both chambers looking to get it legalized once and for all. DFL Senator Nick Friends says it's about offering protections to people already betting in Minnesota.
This bill has restrictions on things like how bettors are advertised to, who can bet. A big point is the age limit. The prediction markets allow an 18-year-old in Minnesota to gamble. The bill would have a 21-year-old age limit.
In-person sports betting is legal in 39 states and in Washington, D.C. 31 of those states allow online betting. Governor Tim Walz continuing to defend his supplemental budget revealed this week, which looks to cut funding for nursing homes. He tells WCCO's Vanita Sakar on the Morning News nursing homes statewide are reimbursed at a rate higher than almost any other state.
Nursing homes are being paid quite a bit. It's an industry that is challenging because of their workforce needs and some of the things they need to do. But this is not about cutting. It's about sustainability in programs.
Walz adds it's not about cutting. He says it's about creating sustainability within the program, which he just said, didn't he? Faith leaders who have been denied entry to the Whipple Federal Building to visit ICE detainees will appear in federal court tomorrow, asking a judge to issue emergency relief to stop the government from barring them from providing care. The lawsuit alleges the federal government's ban on pastoral care violates the First Amendment and the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. College hoops today. The Gopher women are ready to take the big stage tomorrow against Green Bay.
The ladies are making their first March Madness appearance since 2018. Garda-Maya battle.
Each year we've made little strides, like run in the WNIT and then won the WBIT, so just continuing to build off that with experience, but I think it means a lot to show that we finally made it to where we wanted to be.
And having at least one home game is huge. Center Sophie Hart and forward Grace Grholski.
And I think we've almost sold out of our tickets, but it's just been, we've been getting texts, we're coming to the game, so-and-so wants a ticket, can we get an extra ticket? And so it's been a lot of fun.
It's a great perk for us. It's nice to give the seniors another chance to play at home.
Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Tip-off at Williams Arena is scheduled for 5 o'clock tomorrow. WCCO News Time is 4:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash working North 35W, 26th Street. The activity off to the right side. Slowdowns at Lake Street as you head into downtown. South 94 is jammed up into the Lowry Hill Tunnel as you come down from Highway 55. 494 northbound, some slowing between Highway 7 and 394. And then again between Rockford Road and the Fish Lake Interchange. The USPS Ground Advantage reliable route, that's going to be South 494, free-flowing from Bass Lake Road all the way down to Highway 7. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Dave Lee for Aquarius Home Services. When your furnace or AC stops working, don't guess who to call. Aquarius sends the right expert fast, and you'll save $98 on any repair. With Aquarius, it's one call and problem solved. Schedule today at AquariusHomeservices.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Aquarius Home Services, earning the right to be recommended. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Spring officially arrives tomorrow, and wow, is it going to feel like it. We'll be mostly cloudy overnight tonight. We'll see areas of fog developing once again. Not worried about freezing fog as we only cool back to 38. Partly cloudy tomorrow, mid-50s, 56 the afternoon high. How about Saturday? Partly cloudy with a high up around 67. It will be cooler on Sunday. More clouds, bit of a breeze with highs back in the mid-40s.
Mostly cloudy right now, 52 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Perspective over noise. Clarity above volume. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
We should not name things after people. Whenever you name anything after a person, you end up with the national reckoning that is happening right now, and including right here in the Twin Cities, with so many things named after Cesar Chavez. The bombshell reporting from the New York Times revealing that Cesar Chavez groomed and sexually abused girls that worked in the United Farm Workers movement for years. 2 people came forward with stories that had never been told before. And, the story is tough to read. It's tough to rectify someone who is really a heroic figure in many, many ways. Cesar Chavez, like absolute civil rights icon. And we got to take his name down off of everything he's named after. That's my view. There's a street, Cesar Chavez Street in St. Paul. That should be renamed. There's a short avenue that runs right in the middle of the Minneapolis Farmers Market. There's a charter school that Laura's been reporting on, Academia Cesar Chavez, which is elementary, middle school programs on St. Paul's east side. That should be renamed. It should all be renamed. 651-461-9226. I believe all of this should be renamed, and it should be renamed quickly. And it hurts. It does hurt. Because Cesar Chavez's impact on America, on civil rights, on farm workers, on Latinos, on Mexican Americans, unbelievable and unquestionable. As it also, I think, when you read this story in the New York Times, it is so clear that he used his power to get young. I mean, if we accept these stories as true, which there's no reason not to, not only was he coercing young girls into having sex with them, he was a rapist and a pedophile. And he is a civil rights icon. It's part of why I am so nervous to name things after people, because no matter how much you never know the whole story. You never know. You never know when years later you're going to learn that somebody that you thought was incredible, or someone who you thought did some amazing work, and they did amazing work. But these stories are rough. These stories are rough. And knowing that a lot of this happened a long, long, long time ago. We're talking 1972 to 1977. In that time, Cesar Chavez was, I don't know, you think like he was about as powerful, famous globally as a champion of the rights of people working on the farm. Now, Chavez died in 1993. And I do share like a little bit of discomfort. And I know like my discomfort is nothing compared to the people who were abused by this man. But I do share a little bit of discomfort in the ability for people to come forward with stories years and years and years after somebody's dead, and you don't ever get the opportunity to defend yourself. But when you read this story in the New York Times, there is, I mean, Cesar Chavez is lucky that he died before this stuff came out, you know? Around the country, people are working quickly. In Minnesota, we are not. It's part of what we do here. We're slow, we're deliberate, but I think there needs to be quick action here. Some states and cities have already taken action today. In California, they've renamed their Cesar Chavez Day. and they've renamed it to Farm Workers Day. I don't know. That's fine with me. In Minnesota lawmakers have already introduced a bill that would get rid of Cesar Chavez Day, that would repeal that day. I just, how do you do anything other than this? Dolores Huerta, who co-founded the National Farm Workers Association, is among his accusers. She's 95. The New York Times just reported, it is a reminder that investigative journalism is important. It is slow. The reporters on the Times story said that they interviewed more than 60 people, and they've been working on this story for 4 years. Think about that. I know, like, we're all hyped up about YouTube influencers who are doing investigative reporting, and there's value to that, but this is different. This is different, and I think it's significant, right? To me, this is different from, well, the same time yesterday, stories were coming out about Bob Barker from his time at The Price is Right. And there's a documentary that's coming out. And so some of the Bob Barker, like the women who worked on the show, detail stories of sexual harassment, stories of, Bob Barker having an affair, this kind of stuff. And those are the kind of things where you're like, I don't know. We've sort of heard versions of this before, part of this, and people always have a right to tell their story. It's not my place or your place to be like, I don't know, do they need to, is it appropriate after the guy has died? Like, now you're going to come out and drag his reputation through the mud? But the Chavez case, to me, also, we don't have, like, Bob Barker Drive in downtown St. Paul. We don't have Bob Barker Day all over America like we do in Minnesota. Lawmakers saying in Minnesota they're going to introduce a bill. The day is celebrated typically on March 31st, so that is part of the reason that people are acting so quickly, right? Because March 31st is the day. It's a fairly new day of honoring in Minnesota. Cesar Chavez Day was enacted by the legislature in 2014, and Mark Dayton was the governor at the time, signed it into law. But I do think, I think this is a no-brainer. 651-461-9226. Chavez died 33 years ago, says one texter. The Italian artist Caravaggio killed a man in 1606, and we still appreciate his art. How much time must pass before it's okay to move on? That's not exactly an apples-to-apples comparison, but it is an interesting question I think often we face with artists, right? You look at Michael Jackson and you say, do we listen to his music differently? Should his music be banned because of what he was accused of? I think in that case, it's an individual decision where individually you're deciding, do I want to appreciate it? Do I want to listen to it? Do I not want to listen to it? Should it be knocked out of the world? This, to me, is different when you have sort of society by way of a city giving you an honor by naming a road after you, or the state having a day in your honor. I do think it's different. You can make your choice with an artist. We as our society, I do think we get to make a choice when it's something like that.
You use the word that's the key, I think, to this whole thing, and that's honor. right? Because when you're talking about an artist and either appreciating their art or not appreciating their art, like you said, that's an individual decision. If there was a Caravaggio Day here in Minnesota, that's a different deal altogether. Because, and this is where, and I don't want to take us off on a tangent, but this is where I get into with people that, get mad about changing the names of lakes or buildings or whatever, because it's history. It's history. No, it's not. It's an honorific. It's something we're doing to say we're going to celebrate this person. And if something comes to light that says, maybe this isn't a person we want to celebrate so much anymore, you get to make that change as a city, as a state, as a culture, whatever it is. You get to make that decision. Your overarching question is, do we need to stop honoring people that way? Because as it turns out, people are complicated creatures that, have flaws and have problems. And sometimes some of the things they do aren't things we want to really honor. And that, California is changing it to Farm Workers Day,
right,
instead of Cesar Chavez Day. Is that the kind of thing we need to be doing now, is honoring ideas and philosophies or that sort of deal in terms of naming, instead of naming it after people? Because as we learn, in some way, shape, or form, people in one way or another are always going to let you down a little bit.
Right.
They just do. We're flawed creatures.
You look at presidents, people, texters bringing up some of the, you look at presidents being slaveholders.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I think, while that is part of their history, you still have to take into account that was, in many ways, the standard of the day. And it doesn't let them off the hook. It doesn't mean that shouldn't be part of their story. But to me, that is different from learning that a guy that we are giving the honor of having a street, having a school, whatever, was molesting 13, 14, 15-year-old girls when he was in his 40s.
Yeah, I think that's a fair conversation
simple,
to have, right? Is it different to say one person was doing something that was legal at the time but was essentially a crime against humanity?
Yeah.
Versus somebody that was doing something that was absolutely a crime. Period.
I think it is different, but it's not hugely different. It's not hugely different.
Not as different as many of us would like it to
I
be.
can understand why you would end up on either side of that equation. Welcome your feedback on this. Should everything in Minnesota, should those names be changed? And the bigger question is, should we just not be naming things after people? Because I think we should not. 651-461-9226. Drive Time back in just a minute here on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Tureen Dermatology will get you in within 3 weeks. It's Jason here from My Dermatologist. Man, I feel so lucky that I get to tell you guys about Tureen Dermatology and Dr. Mohiba Tureen. She is one of a kind. I love her. Pure energy. There's a reason that dermatologists and physician's assistants from all over the country are coming here to the Twin Cities to work for Dr. Tureen. It's because she is incredible. And her clinics have the latest technology coupled with I don't know how to describe it. It's people who care about your skin, of course, but care about what's beneath that skin. They care about you. Part of that care shows up in this idea that you can get in within 3 weeks. Many dermatologists, like in Lakeville, for example, there's a new clinic down in Lakeville. Before Tureen Dermatology opened up in Lakeville, you would have to wait 3 to 6 months to get in at a dermatologist. Tureen gets you in 3 weeks. They do it in Hudson. They do it in Roseville. They do it in Lakeville and Eagan. 10 locations, one website, TAREEN. TureenDermatology.com. You can call 651-633-6883, but call them. Make that appointment and tell them you heard about it right here on Drive Time.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
The one real estate agent that really gets results, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. Paul joins us now. What was your experience like working with the Schuster Group?
We had heard a number of their radio spots on WCCO, and we also attended John and Paul Douglas's home selling seminar. Tim and Abby came out and met with us.
How were they?
I have one word, and that's exceptional. They went above and beyond our expectations. We put our house on the market on a Thursday morning, and within 48 hours, we had 7 offers. We were able to fortunately sell our house for over $50,000 over ask. John and his team deliver exactly what they say they're going to deliver. You know, I truly think these are people that have your best interest in mind. If we had to do this all over again, there's only one phone call I would make, and that'd be to Tim and Abby Lehman.
952-222-9000 online, johnschustergroup.com.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid. Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Lots of good text coming in on this conversation whether we should rename Cesar Chavez Day, with the revelation coming out that this legendary civil rights leader, a real icon in the Mexican-American community, standing up for the rights of farm workers, he changed a lot of policy as it relates to the way farm workers are treated. But Cesar Chavez, now 30-plus years after his death, 2 women have come forward and said, he sexually abused me when I was 13 or 15. And already around the country, California is renaming the holiday, which comes up in just about, 20th, 11 days? Renaming the holiday Farm Workers Day is what they went with in California. Texters saying Martin Luther King was accused of doing some inappropriate things with women, and we don't talk about pulling his name off of things. Just a thought. Yeah, I mean, you do run into that. Again, I suppose this, as Dan knows, like this is something I've talked about for a while, like not liking naming things after people. Because people suck. Sometimes they don't. You just don't know. And there was a time in this country that I think we looked past the other parts of your personality. We knew that certain movie stars or singers were problematic. And it was like, well, that's their business. We knew historically, you could probably look at all the presidents, and I bet most of them were cheating on their wives, right? JFK, we're talking about the Profiles in Courage Award. He was pretty well known. So we compartmentalize these things. I don't think we do that today. I don't think we do. We don't compartmentalize things. If we are giving you an honor like this, we are not honoring you for one part of your life. The totality of your life is considered. Look, I don't want to be the guy standing up for his sleazeballs, but I will. Because I don't know that we're a better society in the standards that we hold others to. Do we hold ourselves to these standards? Not always. Texture points out Melissa Hortman Highway is being considered to rename Highway 610. Yeah. That's a tough one. right? Because, look, in 30 years, is someone going to find something out? I don't know. I doubt it, but we don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. Martin Luther King, texter asking about that. Martin Luther King was essentially emerged after his death. It emerged that he was a womanizer. Texter pointing out that there is a difference between like cheating or sleeping around and being a pedophile. I mean, I think to me, that's what makes this Cesar Chavez situation real simple. Now, do I wish these accusations came out when he was alive so at least he could have a chance to say, like, it's not true or it is true and I'm sorry? Or I don't know. Yeah, I wish it had come out while he was alive. Jeff's in Sauk Rapids. Jeff, do you think they should rename Cesar Chavez Street in St. Paul and in the Cesar Chavez Day in Minnesota, rather?
I don't know. I'm kind of neutral. I'm going to say that you folks do what you think is right. That's fine. Yeah. I don't feel like opening my wallet for it, but it's not my city, you know.
Yeah.
A point you made that we should quit naming things after people. Jordana made that point this morning and said repeatedly that people are flawed, and that would be the reason. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd go right along with that. We could, if somebody wants to exhume his body, have a taxidermist reconstitute it and hang him in front of the state capitol if that'd make anybody feel better.
Yeah.
But my point is, what, if anything, can we do to make the victims feel better?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think that's part of what brought this story out for one of these victims, Ana Murguia, because a street near her home in Bakersfield, California, was in the process of being renamed. And the way the New York Times writes this is so devastating because she was 13 the first time she said that she was brought onto the yoga mat that Chavez used in his office for meditation. He kissed her. He pulled her pants down. And the Times wrote that city officials want to name the street near her home in honor of her abuser. You're like, oof. Now, it's worth noting for sure, Jeff, that'd
be a kick in the nuts.
Right? Right? And it's worth noting, as a number of texters have, that we currently have a president who wants to name every single building in the world against him, name it after himself.
Well, can you imagine the embarrassment when all of his dark secrets come out?
Thank you, Jeff. Gosh, I don't know. Who's going to be surprised with any of them? 4:31. DeRusha EATS coming back in just a minute with a Minneapolis gin, a $24 bottle of gin that just wiped the floor with a bunch of fancy, big-name, expensive gins from around the country. How did a Minneapolis distillery get awarded some of the highest awards in the country when it comes to spirits? Earl Giles, the co-founder, will join us in just a minute here on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Metro Plumbing and Drains is here to address all your plumbing and drain repair needs. We prioritize prompt, reliable service tailored to your unique situation. We approach each job with attention to detail and a commitment to lasting solutions. Metro Heating and Cooling of Maplewood.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Visit callmetroplumbing.com.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for any local business owner looking to diversify your income.
Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Get started today at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Chad back here with you. I want to talk about trust and peace of mind. We all need it, in particular in some areas, including your insurance. Maybe it's for your business, or maybe it's more traditional with your house and your car. For me, I have trusted Amber Scholl and Associates with American Family for, what are you guessing, 5 years, 10 years? No. My entire family, whether it's my father or my kids, with American Family, with Amber in particular, for 30 years. We dread something bad happening with our house, with a car accident, but we need people with expertise, with professionalism and availability, and that's what Amber and her team are all about. Reach out to them today. It's worth it. Trust me. 651-738-4811.
Over 30,000 homeowners just like you are catching Chris Lindahl syndrome, or KLS, and the problem is growing. Rather than listing their house on the open market and paying healthy agent commissions, your neighbors are accepting guaranteed cash offers and being bombarded with big red checks. Chris Lindahl syndrome deprives them of uncertainty, stress, and sleepless nights, and forces them to experience extreme speed, certainty, and convenience. Some are even staying in their house for free after they close.
Learn more about Chris Lindahl syndrome at chrislindahl.com.
We all have different skills, things that make us unique. And in the Minnesota Army National Guard, we combine all of that for a common mission, serving our home. I'm Sergeant First Class Cameron Riggs from Winona. We know strength isn't found alone. It comes when all of us fight for the same goal. When that goal is protecting what matters most, there is nothing stronger. What will you bring to help us build that strength? Go to nationalguard.com/Minnesota to see how you can get started.
Paid for by the Minnesota Army National Guard. Brought to you by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash working on 610 westbound Maple Grove Parkway. The activity into the right lane. Traffic is jammed up as you make way toward the scene of the wreck. Things are slow along 694 both directions between Lexington and 252. 10 westbound watching slowdowns there. University heading up to Hanson Boulevard. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
At By the Yard, they're family-owned and locally made. This outdoor furniture is crafted from recycled materials, maintenance-free, backed by a 35-year warranty, so it looks great season after season. Stop by your local By the Yard showroom today. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, it's warm out there, isn't it? Are you ready for this weekend? Here is Chief Meteorologist, brought to you by the Yard, Chris Schaefer.
Expect a mostly cloudy sky overnight tonight. We will see patchy fog develop again because of all the melting of the snow. 38 the overnight low. Average high is 43. Are you ready for these highs? Partly cloudy and 56 tomorrow. Up to 67 on Saturday. Temperatures do fall back to near average on Sunday.
Right now, it is sunny. It is 53 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha
This sounds like torture to me.
on News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeRusha, he has the eats.
Nobody brings you the Twin Cities restaurant scene like your favorite foodie. Now, Jason explores some of the great chefs, owners, and stories right in our own backyard. Drive Time now transitions into DeRusha Eats.
And DeRusha Eats is brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. Big honor for a Minneapolis distillery, Earl Giles, maybe most known in town for their unbelievable tap room, just full of the gorgeous flora and plants and great food, terrific cocktails as well. But I have to confess, even with the admiration I have for the talent of Jesse Held and his team at Earl Giles, seeing that both his gin and his Dr. Fernetti's Amaro drink won these big time national awards. I'm like, I got to get this guy in here to see what is going on. So Jesse joins us in studio. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
So the headline that you could not ask for a better headline than what Food and Wine put on their website. This $24 bottle was named Best Gin at the 2026 WSWA Wine and Spirits Tasting Competition. Pretty good.
I mean, even when you say it, I have to pinch myself a little bit still.
I didn't even know about this until I got the Food and Wine email. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And
so what is this competition first?
So WSWA, Wine Spirits Wholesalers of America. It takes place in Las Vegas, and 250 from all around the country, people go there to showcase their wine, their spirits, etc. And you can enter into these competitions. And we have been entering competitions here, last couple of years, just very casually, just to see where we're at. And last year we were in San Francisco, and we won some awards for San Francisco last year. So this year we're like, hey, let's go big.
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. So we did, and we were there. We had a booth there for a few days, and we entered this competition, which is a blind tasting panel of a prestigious tasting panel from experts from the industry. And
so they have no idea what they're tasting.
They have no idea what they're tasting. It's all these spirits lined up in a nondescript glass, and they're strictly tasting the juice, not looking at packaging, nothing.
It's like double blind usually. Yeah. Like it gets brought over with a number on it. Yeah. Even the people bringing it don't know.
That's right. And so we were the only gin to get scored double gold medal from every judge. Best in show, double gold. And then Forbes wrote about it in their magazines. Like it's one of the top 10 gins in the world, which is, I can't believe I'm actually saying that. It gives me goosebumps just saying that even.
Tell the story, because you have been one of the, really, I would say you're one of the pioneers of craft cocktails when that latest movement came up here in the Twin Cities, dating back to the early 2000s when I first met you.
Is that a good way of saying that I'm old? Is that what you just...
We're both old.
Yeah.
But I remember like the Bella Notte days. I mean, that's going back. But you were doing craft cocktails, part of this wave of bartenders, men and women, who really brought our scene into what it is today. And you have younger people kind of,
yeah, I mean, I'm too old.
They
to
work
do it
for you.
now.
Yes.
I tried bartending the other day, and I couldn't walk for about 3 days afterwards. The profession has really come a long way, and it's even changed even since COVID. But it's come such a long way from the early 2000s when we were manipulating flavors and doing all these like fun concoctions and infusions and making our own, like trying to make everything that we could. And, coming full circle now, having the ability to do kind of the same thing with spirits, with liqueurs, and still doing our non-alcoholic stuff. It was the same kind of meticulous, careful, thoughtful construction when we're doing this gin. And I think our gin is, we always used to say that, we bartenders making things for bartenders. And I think that our gin kind of reflects that more than anything in our lineup right now.
Jesse Held is with us from Earl Giles Distillery in Minneapolis. Now, this gin, when you came up with what you wanted, sort of the gin profile to be, were you thinking about it like as a bartender, kind of what you would want to mix into a martini, or what were you thinking about?
Yeah, a great question. I think the way we approached the gin specifically was putting our bartender hats on, saying, okay, like Nick and Jeff and everybody that was involved with this, with developing this thing, is we're behind the bar. We're trying to make a gimlet. We're trying to make a martini. We're trying to make, a gin old fashioned, whatever the case may be. What kind of gin would we want to work with? And, through the process, I mean, my goodness, I couldn't even tell you how many versions of this gin we had before it actually went into a bottle. And this is, I think probably the best version. Obviously, people think that as well, of what we came up with. So, yeah, I think the process when it goes into making what we make and why we make it is from a bartender's perspective, and then also from a consumer's perspective of, okay, if I'm paying X amount of dollars for this gin, is it good? And I think that's more of the bottom line than anything.
This gin is distilled twice.
Yes.
And there's a Minnesota connection to it. This is not just made in Minnesota, but there's a Minnesota corn in here too, right?
Correct. 100% Minnesota corn is a neutral grain spirit in that. Yep.
And do you taste that, you think? Or, I mean, essentially in distilling, you're trying to get rid of those flavors,
sure.
right?
Yeah, and I think that the way that Jeff Rickey distills it, with the double distillation, one maceration, one vapor distill, it lends itself to have a body to it, anyway. But with the addition of the corn as a neutral grain spirit, it does provide a really good mouthfeel to it. It's really velvety and it's got a really nice texture with still all of those, traditional gin botanicals with the heavy lemon, like kind of aroma to it.
What's your favorite? Now, people get like a little hinky about gin,
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to be drinking a pine tree.
Yeah.
Too juniper.
Yeah.
I personally like drinking a little bit of a pine tree.
Yep.
What I like about your gin is, to me, it tastes of juniper. It tastes like a gin.
Yep.
It's not a vodka.
Yep.
But it's also like it's so well balanced that it's not an in-your-face juniper experience.
Yeah, I think, obviously it has to have that juniper forward.
I think so.
To be especially a London dry gin, which is this, that falls into that category.
Perfect martini.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect for martini.
It's strong enough. It has that like juniper strong backbone to it to have a great martini, but it
88
also,
proof.
So it's got enough proof to it.
Yeah.
And also it has enough florality to it and enough citrus to it that if you want to make a really good gimlet, it has that ability to do that too.
Jesse held with us from Earl Giles. Earl Giles is such a fun place to visit. It is so big in Northeast Minneapolis. Your business is so interesting to me because you're making spirits. How many different spirits do you distill?
We have right now, we have vodka, gin, rum, whiskey. We have a tequila inside, and then we have 3 liqueurs, so 8 total.
How do you make a tequila?
So it took us 18,
we're not in Jalisco.
It took us 18 months, but we had to go through the Mexican government to get all the certifications and licenses and whatnot, and we got our importer's license, and we got it's called a CAI certification that gives us the ability, one of very few distilleries in the country, to ship in tequila that is made from Jalisco.
Cool.
Yeah, we import it.
Jesse Held from Earl Giles. Because you're so big and because you're also, I don't even know how to describe it. Do you think of it as a cocktail room? Do you think of it as a restaurant?
It's that is a great question. And I think over the evolution of the last 3.5 years in our space, I think of it more so now as it is a show place or showroom floor for everything that we do in Earl Giles. We make spirits, sure, but we also make all of our NA stuff. We make our ginger beer. We make our tonic water. We make ginger ale, all of our syrups, liquid disco, our fun glitter garnishments. The kitchen produces amazing food. Like everything is made in that building. And I think the thing that looks like a traditional restaurant is more so to me and I think to all of us now is more of a showroom, a show place to showcase all of our things that we do and the people that are on our team that are so talented at what they do.
Yeah, and if you like NA, the NA drinks at Earl Giles, the non-alcoholic drinks are fantastic. But like one of your first products I ever tried was your ginger beer, which is such a special ginger beer for people who like making a mule.
Yeah,
or you just maybe want to just drink it as is.
Yeah, that's the flagship product. That's how Jeff and I started Earl Giles. We scraped together our entire life savings, which at that time, I'm a bartender, he's a cook, wasn't a whole bunch.
Sounds impressive in the storytelling, though, right?
And we went for it with a first run of ginger beer, and that's kind of how Earl Giles kind of really got up off his feet and figured out, like, shoot, maybe we have a business plan here.
Let's break. When we come back, I want to ask you, being in Northeast and being around a while, like, how are things going? I think people are curious all around the area. We had the ice surge, which we know affected your business and so many others. But where are we at now as we sit in the middle of March? Jesse Held from Earl Giles celebrating their gin, which you can find at liquor stores all over the Twin Cities. Pretty
or
easy.
At a place.
Or you go to the distillery. You can buy it right there. Only in the 375s at the distillery?
At the distillery, yes. Yep.
But at the liquor store, you can get a big boy.
You get
right?
a big boy, yep.
All right. Yeah, a real bottle. You're a real grown-up. You guys deserve it if you're 21 plus. More DeRusha Eats in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
TasteWhatPorkCanDo.com. That is the website if you need some inspiration. And sometimes you do, right? Everybody's busy. It's Jason for the Minnesota Pork Board. 3,000 family farmers. Just awesome people. Now, you can go out to the restaurant. You can get, there is some great pork. You have some pork products on the pizzas over there at Earl Giles, right?
We do.
Little, pepperoni?
Pepperoni. Sausage.
Minnesota pork. It's delicious stuff. But sometimes you need a quick dinner for your family, right? You're trying to figure it out. What are we going to do tonight? I'm busy. The quick and easy thing is, when you're running kids around to hockey or soccer or whatever, how about a ham sandwich and a cooler in the back of the car? Keep you from getting in line for fast food. Some quick jolt of protein. Save some money. Take care of that. But my sort of hack when we were trying to do quick dinners is going to your grocery store or going to your butcher shop, and just about all of them have a pre-marinated pork tenderloin. You get one of those pork tenderloins, pop that in the oven, 20 minutes later, boom, you're good to go. Packed with protein, lean, delicious. TasteWhatPorkCanDo.com. Go to your grocery store or butcher shop and let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
When you're in pain, you need the Good Feet store. Don't waste another minute suffering from foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. You might feel the difference immediately.
I walked right into the Good Feet store and I tried the Good Feet Arch Support System, and my hip pain is gone.
The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to put your foot in the most ideal position, redistributing the body weight more evenly, helping to relieve pain and stress in the body.
That nagging pain in my lower back, gone.
The Good Feet store has over 350 styles and sizes to relieve your pain.
I've always had bad knees. I've had 6 surgeries and I could never do a knee bend. Now I'm working out and it's just wonderful.
Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Who doesn't want to sleep better? March is Better Sleep Month, and the answer to better sleep is found at minileaf.com. Jordana Green here, and Mini Leaf has your answer to sleeping all night long, going to sleep faster, and waking up feeling more refreshed and rested. At minileaf.com, you'll find the Sleep Night Gummies and the Sleep Night Gummies Plus. The Sleep Night Gummies have been discounted $5 on the website for March. The folks at Mini Leaf really want you to sleep better. Now, this is one of my favorite products, those Sleep Night Gummies. I give them out to friends or anybody who tells me that they're having trouble sleeping because I know they really work. I use them when I feel like I might have a restless night, but they're also non-addictive, so I don't need them every night. Please try for yourself. You'll thank me. Minileaf.com, Minnesota's home of its best legal products and the home for better sleep. Minileaf.com. Tell them Jordana sent you.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it Fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And we still got that crash working on 610 westbound midway toward Maple Grove Parkway. Get ready for the slowdowns there. Traffic update brought to you by Whole Foods Market. 169 northbound slows, Highway 62 to Highway 7. 394 eastbound jammed up into Minneapolis past Highway 100. And got some slowdowns on Highway 36 eastbound with a possible crash near Snelling Avenue. Slowdowns back at Cleveland Avenue. Find your favorite brands at Whole Foods Market. Save 30% on all Siete items with Prime through March 24th, from savory tortilla chips to bold seasonings. Get everything you need for a Mexican-inspired meal while supplies last. Shop in store online. Terms apply. Joey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
You sit on your deck, and you're sick of looking at your crappy siding. Type JTR on your computer for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and more. JTR Roofing has you covered from the roof on down, serving the Twin Cities Metro. For a free estimate, visit jtrroofinginc.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast brought to you by JTR Roofing. Tonight, mostly cloudy, patchy fog possible. Low of 38. Tomorrow we get to 56. Bear in mind the average high is 43, so this is bonkers. Saturday, 67. 6-7. Sorry. Any middle schoolers out there really enjoyed that. Actually, only dads enjoyed that joke right now. Correct. 53 in Minneapolis on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Give you a Continental Diamond time check. ContinentalDiamond.com is your stop for the best selection of pre-owned luxury timepieces. They asked me to call it a luxury timepiece. I asked them, do you have any cool watches? Either way, it is $455 thanks to Continental Diamond. Jesse Held is with us from Earl Giles. How many seats you guys have in Earl Giles in Northeast Minneapolis?
The restaurant holds 212 seats.
Ooh.
Big boy, yeah.
And what has been the impact of everything that's been going on in Minneapolis over the last month and a half, 2 months?
Massive. Massive impact on not only our place, but a lot of places. And I really, I feel really bad and for all our brethren out there who are struggling even now. I mean, yeah, sure, it's not as in your face as it was a month ago, but it has impacted us significantly.
Your staff,
workforce, not being able to come into work, afraid to come into work.
People who are legally here.
Yes. I mean, it's impacted everything. Everything from the people that come in and clean the building, people who deliver the food that we cook with, people who make the food, people who serve the food. Like it has affected everything all the way through our business for sure. I was just talking with someone the other day about how they're doing, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle, and thank God that we are very fortunate to make our own booze. That's one expense that we
controls your cost.
Exactly.
People should check it out, especially as the weather starts to turn. Your kitchen is phenomenal. Delicious pizza. Some of the best pizza in town, I think, at Earl Giles.
Thank you. Let's not tell Chef about that, though.
All right. No, he needs to work a little harder.
He needs to work
as
harder.
far as I can tell.
Yeah.
And so many plants. How many plants do you have in there?
That is maybe of all the questions that get asked, that's in our top 5 for sure. We started when Jeff and I opened it. We had like 600 plants in there. Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. It was rainforest-like. But I think probably, I don't know, a couple hundred now, 250.
You only killed 300 plants?
We had a bit of a disease go through.
That happens. Earl Giles, congratulations. Award-winning gin. Great people, too. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you, Jason.
CBS News is coming up in just about 2 minutes. Keep it here.
Chad back here, everybody, talking once again about Pella Windows and Doors. Track them down, PellaNorthland.com. When I moved, there was no doubt I was going with Pella. I visited their showroom in Plymouth. They also have a showroom in Woodbury. Had them out for a free, no-obligation in-home consultation, and the rest is history. I love my windows and doors. In March, 0% APR for 72 months or 20% off your Pella project. Don't wait. PellaNorthland.com.
Are you struggling with hearing loss? Do friends and family complain that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to repeat themselves? If you want to hear clearly again, but don't want a bulky hearing aid that makes you look old, you need to try Atom X by Audion Hearing. The Atom X is a life-changing breakthrough, precisely designed by top audio engineers, fits comfortably in your ear, is nearly invisible, and lets you adjust your sound so you can hear conversations clearly, at home, at dinner, or on the go. And right now, you can try the Atom X risk-free for 45 days. Call Audion Hearing now at 800-295-HEAR. That's HEAR for a 45-day risk-free home trial with free shipping and money-back guarantee. The Atom X is lightweight, rechargeable, practically invisible, and costs 90% less than prescription hearing aids. Don't miss out. Call 800-295-HEAR for complete details. That's 800-295-4327. Hearing for everyone. Audion Hearing.
Proud to be the voice of the Twin Cities, Minnesota, and the Upper Midwest. This is News Talk 830 WCCO, 1029 HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Energy prices spiked after Israeli strike on an Iranian gas field. And as CBS's Erica Brown reports,
President Trump said that he told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to strike Iran's South Pars oil field, which sparked a retaliatory attack on the world's largest liquefied natural gas terminal in Qatar.
On occasion, he'll do something, and if I don't like it, and so we're not doing that anymore.
The attacks on oil and gas facilities around the Gulf come as Iran continues to block the Strait of Hormuz.
Tom Close, a chief energy advisor for Gulf Oil, says he does not think if the war ended soon that things would return to normal quickly.
Every dollar per barrel works out to about 2.5 cents a gallon for gasoline. We're certainly going to surpass $4 a gallon in the next 3 or 4 days, perhaps in the next 2 days.
CBS News has learned that former FBI Director James Comey has been subpoenaed by federal prosecutors in Miami as part of the Justice Department's investigation into Obama-era intelligence officials. One of two sources tell CBS News that federal prosecutors have issued more than 130 subpoenas since the start of the investigation last year. Axios was the first to report the subpoenas. And as unpaid TSA workers call in sick, Houston Airports recommends passengers arrive 3 hours early for domestic flights and 4 hours early for international flights. CBS's Skylar Henry in Atlanta.
Incredibly long lines with those waiting in the main checkpoint for more than an hour. It's something that we have seen for days now as the TSA continues the increased number of call-outs. Atlanta ranks in the top 3 of airports that have seen the number of call-outs rise in recent days.
A dangerous heat wave breaks records across Southern California as temperatures are expected to keep climbing through tomorrow in Santa Maria, California.
We're working our way into spring. It feels like summer already.
An extreme heat warning will remain in effect until 8 p.m. on Friday for much of Southern California. Also feeling the heat, portions of Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico. Blood banks are facing a severe shortage of O-negative blood.
Dr. David Leon at UC Davis says this winter's big storms and illnesses have kept many donors away, including those all-important O-negative donors.
O-negative is kind of the safest blood to give when you don't have their blood type identified and you need blood immediately.
Leon is urging his fellow anesthesiologists, who administer 60% of blood transfusions, to use O-negative sparingly.
Type and crossing patients' blood type as soon as they hit the door. So you can, again, try to minimize the use of these O-negative blood units.
CBS's Michael Wallace reporting. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning.
Minnesota's trusted voice, every every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 52 degrees at 5:03. I'm Laura Oakes. The top story of the day, an asylum claim made by the family of 5-year-old Liam Ramos has been denied by a federal judge.
Ramos made international headlines when he was arrested by U.S. ICE officers in January. He was photographed wearing a Blue Bunny hat and Spider-Man backpack. Columbia Heights Public School District telling WCCO TV the judge's decision will be appealed. If that judge's decision stands, the family could be deported to Ecuador, where they are from.
That's WCCO's Mark Frey. A prestigious honor for our community announced today.
The people of the Twin Cities of Minnesota are being honored with the 2026 John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award. The JFK Library Foundation says it's presented annually to public servants who have made courageous decisions of conscience without regard for the professional or personal consequences. The foundation says the people of the Twin Cities are being honored for risking their lives to protect their neighbors and immigrant community members from an unprecedented federal law enforcement operation, peacefully defending the human rights and values that serve as the foundation of our constitutional democracy. The award will be presented on May 31st at the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum in Boston. It's unclear at this point who will be accepting it. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Minnesota DFL lawmakers planning to introduce a bill to repeal the March 31st Cesar Chavez Day in the state after multiple women accused the late farm union and civil rights leader of sexual abuse. Officials with a public charter school named after Chavez say the allegations are profoundly concerning, and they're taking time to fully understand the information that is emerging. Both Minneapolis and St. Paul have streets named after Chavez. It's not clear if any action will be taken to rename them. March Madness is no joke for a group of friends who gather every year to watch the tourney.
It's become an annual ritual. Luke is a Wisconsin fan.
This whole crew gets together in a different city every year, and we watch March Madness basketball together. So it's kind of like become, this guy's the ringleader of it. Yeah.
How many years is this route?
22 years.
But there is much more to the tournament for these guys than just watching the games. Z is from Virginia Tech.
Tournament Bible. Everywhere we go, we log our entries, the people who are on the trip, all of our brackets, all of our bets. This is the Tourney Bible. It's just the greatest sporting event that's ever been created.
In other words, they mean business. In downtown Minneapolis, Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
And for the first time since 2018, the Minnesota Gopher women's basketball team is back in the NCAA tournament. The first round opponent for the 4th-seeded Gophers is tomorrow against 13th-seeded Green Bay. Guard Bryn Senden is optimistic.
They're a very good team. And I feel like we know what we're going to do, and our coaches have done a really good job at preparing us, even just in the few days we've had. But we are going to stick to our game plan, and we know what we need to do.
Tip-off at Williams Arena set for 5 o'clock. WCCO News Time is 5:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
We're still working for West 610, midway toward Maple Grove Parkway. The activity off to the right side, into the right lane a little bit, and as a result, things are obviously jammed in the area. South 35W, that's jammed up. 98th Street heading down to Highway 13, 35E. Seeing some slowdowns there as midway toward Highway 62, heading up toward Victoria Street. And then 394 eastbound, you got your slowdowns there, 100 to I-94. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Gutman Law, wills, trusts, and probate law at gutmanlaw.com. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Spring officially arrives tomorrow, and wow, is it going to feel like it. We'll be mostly cloudy overnight tonight. We'll see areas of fog developing once again. Not worried about freezing fog as we only cool back to 38. Partly cloudy tomorrow, mid-50s, 56 the afternoon high. How about Saturday? Partly cloudy with a high up around 67. It will be cooler on Sunday. More clouds, bit of a breeze with highs back in the mid-40s.
Mostly cloudy right now, 52 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Can't really text? No time to call? Well, we made it easy. When you've got your thoughts together, click the microphone button and use the voice message feature on the Odyssey app. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, it is Thursday. It feels like spring out there, doesn't it? Warm. Are we going to hit 70 degrees this weekend?
Now shut up and drive.
I say yes. I say yes, Dan. We've been talking about this since earlier this week. And this has been a pet peeve of mine since my TV news days. These meteorologists have no courage, no guts. They'll throw a 67 on the forecast, 68. How about throw up a 70? Give us some hope. Give us some excitement. Put the big round number on the board. Instead, they'll be like, well, the model says it's going to be 68. Who cares? It's 2 degrees.
Oh,
can you tell the difference?
Who cares? Who cares? How about everybody that's going to call and email if it's 68 instead of, you said it was going to be 70, it was only 67.
Who cares? Can you tell the difference between 68
Most
and 70?
of the audience. I know, of course, I don't care.
Can
but
any human feel the difference?
You should know better than anybody, having worked in TV as long as you have, the kind of clobbering these meteorologists
just tell them that
every
it's,
single
well,
time
you know,
they're off by 5 degrees.
Well, you just have to say, well, at the airport it was 70. Like, I don't know. Like, just find some weather station. And if you fell short, just be like, well, you know, I mean, the model shifted to the south. I don't know. You can make up the same nonsense they're always making.
It's interesting the way that it's been shifting, though. I mean, you know, the thought was it'd be warm enough, or there'd be enough energy to warm it up past 70, but with all the snow that was still on the ground, would that prevent air temperatures from rising to that? But it's melting so fast.
So
out there.
fast.
I don't know how much, snow is going to be around by Saturday.
I don't know either.
So maybe they will get to 70.
I mean, may as well put 80 up. Well, you don't want to be ridiculous, but it always frosted me when they would say, like, it's going to be 79. Like, who are we kidding?
When they tried to be accurate. You're upset because they're trying to be accurate.
They're entertainers.
You want your forecast to be aspirational, not accurate.
I just think if it's kind of, I understand that I don't have much of a leg to stand on here, but my preference, if it's 69.
Since when has that ever stopped you, though?
Yeah. I'm not going to let that stop me from my opinion. Now I just said, a texter says, just give a spread. So it'll be, well, that's no fun either.
It takes up a lot of room on the graphic.
A lot of room on the graphic.
Yeah.
Then you can only do like a 3-day forecast.
Yeah.
I wish we did a 10. You ever travel out of town and they put up like the 10-day forecast? And it's BS, but I don't know. What is that? What is that about?
That's what the people want, Jason.
I want as many days as you can give me.
Exactly.
I don't care if it's true or not. We'll deal with that later,
We're still looking at the Farmer's Almanac, for crying out loud, and that thing.
Are we, though? Does anyone look at the Farmer's Almanac, or do we look at whatever
somebody writes a story
article that somebody writes about it?
So that person presumably looked at it.
I guess. All right, let's get you up to date. In 20 minutes, we are going to talk about the controversy, the dumbest controversy of the day, in my opinion, over the mayor of Minneapolis running through the city telling people to come visit Minneapolis. In what universe is this controversial? In the current one. Let's do the DeRusha Hour News headline.
The headlines you might have missed without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DeRusha Hour headlines, starting with the lead.
And I do want to start with the topic that we started our show with. So if you want to hear a full conversation of this, you can check it out at 3:30. So hour one, a second topic. But the people of the Twin Cities, Minnesota, are going to be recognized by the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum as the recipient of the John F. Kennedy Profile in Courage Award, along with Jerome Powell, who will be honored for institutional independence, for his role in rebuking some of the pressure that came from the presidential administration. Last year, the honoree was Vice President Mike Pence for defending democracy on January 6th. Before, there have been people honored, the leaders of South Korea and Japan, Mitt Romney, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, George H.W. Bush honored for political compromise, Gabby Giffords. So really, the list of people and organizations that have been honored over the years is huge. And so to look at this list and see the people of the Twin Cities, Minnesota on it is, to me, a reminder of what a remarkable thing took place here in Minnesota. And this does not take away the legitimate conversation that should be had over whether ICE agents, the specific agents involved in the shooting, especially of Alex Preddy for me, but also of Renee Good, how will they be held accountable? Should they be held accountable? Also, valid conversation about some of the tactics that we saw from citizens who maybe got too aggressive towards ICE agents. But the overarching story, and I do think a story that will be in the history books, will be a story of people, average people, parents, clergy people, small business people, nonprofit, making sure that their neighbors were taken care of and standing up and saying, you know what, we get you're the federal government, but this is not how we think things should be done. And I think that will be the legacy of this, and this will probably not be the only honor that you see awarded to the people of the Twin Cities of Minnesota. I do like that they honored the people. It's not about the political leaders and how they handled things or didn't. It is about how neighbors stood up for each other. And I hope we can take that positive message and continue carrying it forward into the way that we take care of our business in this state going forward. Also, keeping an eye internationally, of course, on the latest going on in the war with Iran. President Donald Trump today saying he will do whatever is necessary to lower the price of oil and lower, ultimately, the price of gas. At one point today, oil prices were at $119 a barrel, settled at about $108.65. None of you care. If any of you care about the price of oil, then perhaps you're the family that owns like Holiday gas station, right? I mean, let's be serious. Let's be serious about the price that most of us care about, and that is the price of gasoline. And we are seeing all over America gas prices surging, natural gas prices as well. And the latest gas price here in the Twin Cities from AAA, well, the Minnesota average is $3.43 for regular unleaded, diesel at $4.69. But if you look down on the metro area, AAA saying we're at $3.48 in Minnesota, or in Minneapolis, St. Paul, $3.48 is the average price. We have been insulated to a certain degree. The national average, and this lags by a day, the national average is $3.88. So we are quite a bit below the national average, according to AAA right now. Have you been stuck in that $3.94 construction at all? Because Dan Cook has, and $3.94 is already probably the most annoying stretch of highway, especially if you're coming from the western suburbs trying to get to St. Paul or downtown Minneapolis. But there's a part of this that I had not considered And construction means Minnesota is losing some money here because of the construction. And this was a pretty cool story that 5 Eyewitness News, KSTP, did. Because of the construction, and we are using, if you travel that way, we are using the reversible Easy Pass express lanes. So between Highway 100 and downtown, normally you would have people paying a toll, either carpoolers or people paying a toll. Right now, no one's paying a toll because that is being used for westbound traffic. So you're leaving from downtown Minneapolis, and you get in those sort of protected Easy Pass lanes. Department of Transportation estimating it's going to lose more than $1 million. Easy Pass lanes since 2005 have generated more than $25.5 million. Last year, before construction, the state brought in $1.3 million, but pretty significant amount of money that the state is not going to get. And, of course, that impacts the amount of money that is available to do road projects. That is the lead. DeRusha Hour News Headlines continues, going in depth in just a minute to an alarming rise in colorectal cancer, rectal cancer, and the death rate in people who are under 50, younger people dying because of colorectal cancer. What is going on? Why is it happening? And what should we all be doing about it? Fascinating conversation coming up with a doctor in just a minute here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Every business starts with an idea. With Smart Business Buying from Amazon Business, get everything you need to grow in one familiar place. From office supplies to IT essentials and maintenance tools. Ready to bring your visions to life? Learn how at AmazonBusiness.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Looking for a dependable job with a great work-life balance? Join the team at Jefferson Lines. We're hiring professional CDL drivers to become part of our team of motor coach operators. Enjoy competitive pay, full health benefits, retirement benefits, travel perks, and more. We're already your #1 bus experience. Let us be your #1 work experience, too. Visit jeffersonlines.com/careers and take the first step towards your future with Jefferson Lines today.
Imagine placing an investment or trade without fear. Knowing that big institutions have taken the same trade as you, pushing the price higher, which only they can do. You get to ride the wave of institutional demand. If not, your plan will protect you from the downside. This is how our students are taught to invest in trade. Right now, you can sign up for a free investing class where we'll outline our strategy for following the smart money. Text investing to 210-210. We'll also review strategies for growing a retirement portfolio, how professionals profit when stocks are falling, and how to protect your investments against inflation. With a 25-year history, local classrooms, and one-on-one support, you're not alone. And now it's your turn. Sign up for a free investing class today. Text investing to 210-210 or go to learnwithota.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! The These Vapo-Cool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Drive Time with DeRusha.
Please call into the Jason DeRusha Show.
Let's go.
If you have something to say to the people of Minnesota, say it on the radio.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeRush Hour News headlines going in depth on the issue of colorectal cancer's really alarming rise in young adults. New data on this, and we wanted to try to go a little deeper to understand what is going on. So we reached out to Dr. Dan Munt with Minnesota Oncology for some insight. Doctor, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me. And more importantly, thank you for bringing attention to this important topic.
We have had such good news when it comes to cancer rates in America overall, lots of areas where there's good news. But colorectal cancer is now the deadliest cancer for Americans under the age of 50. When I see data like this, doctor, it always makes me wonder, are we catching it more when you're looking at incidence, or is it occurring more? But here when you're saying deadliest, that definitely has me concerned because you know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. And so I work in medical oncology, so I'm not screening, but what I'm seeing is I'm seeing younger patients that are coming into our clinic. And the numbers are absolutely true. What you're seeing is the average age for colon cancer, colorectal cancer, is decreasing, and it's decreased over time since the 90s. Interestingly, the older adults, the rate of cancer has also increased. So individuals over the age of 65, we've seen almost a shift in the bell curve to the left. So it's not necessarily, so that's kind of an interesting thing to look at, is why are these younger individuals having a higher incidence of cancer? And that number you quoted is absolutely correct. The number of individuals less than age 50 colon cancer is now the number one cause of death, cancer-related death, and that number keeps going up.
Do we have any idea as to what's going on, as to why we're seeing more deadly cancers in those younger Americans?
Yeah, and I don't know that it's necessarily more deadly. It's the same type of colon cancer that we've been seeing in older adults, but over time we've been seeing that it's occurred at a younger age. I think if it was easy and I could just tell you that one thing has caused colon cancer to go up, then we would solve that. But there's a kind of combination of factors. Is one, obesity rates have climbed in the United States and across the world. So global patterns for colon cancer have also changed. It's not just here in the United States. New Zealand, Chile, Puerto Rico, they have seen some of the highest increases in younger early onset colorectal cancer, up 4% in New Zealand, Chile. So it's not just a United States problem. I think that there's a couple of proposed reasons, one of them being increased rates of obesity. We certainly know that for every 5-point increase in BMI, people have about a 20% increased risk of early onset colorectal cancer.
Wow,
in
that's
addition,
significant. Holy
yeah,
moly, right?
Yeah, that's really significant. And I think that when we look at childhood obesity or even obesity in adolescence and adulthood, it's more than just difficulty with activity. These have long-term life outcomes that are challenging.
Yeah.
Other major contributors though is we certainly know what you put in your body makes a big effect. We've known tobacco is a major cause of cancer, not necessarily as much as colon cancer, where we're seeing that individuals who are having increased sugary sweet beverages, so we're thinking pop, juice, all of the energy drinks, the more that you start drinking, especially at an early age, we're seeing that also has a major impact. And this is kind of specifically topical to be talking about right now, because in January of this year, the World Health Organization increased processed red meat. So we're talking bacon, deli, ham, sausages from a lower category carcinogenic factor to category 1. And category 1, other things that are in category 1, tobacco and asbestos. So we're really recognizing that processed meats and ultra processed foods are having a major impact on this.
Dr. Dan Munt is with us from Minnesota Oncology. One of, I think people understand the colonoscopy, right? As far as early detection, prevention. There are new technologies that are coming out for maybe less invasive types of screenings, but for sure the colonoscopy is the gold standard. They lowered the recommended rate to age for that to 45. Do you see, in light of the latest data on this? I mean, is there a case to be made of saying, like, maybe we need to look at 40 or 42? Do we need to be screening at a younger age?
Sure. I mean, so I don't do epidemiology, but I will tell you, in 2021, they lowered the age of colonoscopy to 45 years old, which is great. We can recommend that individuals get screened at a younger age, but the uptake has been low, somewhere between 25 and 40%. So even if we change the numbers, we have to kind of ask, when we lower the age, who are we not reaching? Who are we still missing? Because we can make our recommendations and we might not hit people. The other thing I want to tell people is, even if you're under the age of 45 and you have symptoms, don't wait. Screening guidelines don't apply to symptoms. So if you're having rectal bleeding, changes in your bowel habits, unexplained weight loss, or just persistent abdominal pain, if something doesn't feel right, trust your body and go see a physician, because we're always happy to change or kind of go outside these guidelines. So even though 45 is the current recommendation, we certainly want to reach out and hit people that are younger, especially if they're having symptoms. Whether or not the United States USPTF is going to change the recommendation based on lower rates, that I'm not sure. The last time that they changed it was in 2021. It's been 5 years. I would suspect that they will be making a comment on the lower age.
Take another look at that for sure. It's always a tricky thing, because the more you screen, the more you find. And I always wonder, like, all right, are we certain that some of these early detected cases wouldn't have allowed people to just live with them and it wouldn't have been an issue, So so just finding isn't always the answer, but when you see these death rates going up, it does certainly make a case for saying, like, maybe we need to be more aggressive here.
I think so. And I think we need to be more aggressive. And I know when we see people under 50 and the death rate increasing, that's very scary. But if you look at overall colon cancer mortality, that has decreased steadily over the last 20 years, 25 years.
Is it better treatment or more detection, or what is it?
I think it's both. It's a combination of both. Is we have much better treatments, especially for various subtypes. Some of the genetic base, like Lynch syndrome, colon cancers, we have much different treatment, but we are testing and people are getting the colonoscopy. Now we have Cologuard, we have new circulating tumor blood tests, but the gold standard, I think, and if people were listening, would be colonoscopy. We have lots of other options, but colonoscopy is still the gold standard. If you ever have any sort of positive Cologuard or circulating tumor DNA, that's going to be the step that we're going to go to first.
I've had my colonoscopy. It's nothing to be afraid of. Like, people get sort of worked up about it, but it's fine. Like, it certainly beats the alternative of having cancer and not having it detected. That is for sure.
Yes.
Dr. Dan Munt, we thank you. Dr. Dan Munt from Minnesota Oncology. Little in-depth information there about colon cancer and that alarming rise in colon cancer death rates. So much success with cancer in young people, but something to watch. And certainly if you or someone you love has never had a colon cancer screening, get them on it. Get them on it.
And you said it, the procedure itself, I mean, the prep isn't a ton of fun, but it isn't.
It's not as bad.
The whole thing is not anywhere near as bad as people make it out to be. So don't let that push you to not do it. Go ahead and schedule it. Get it done.
And if you want to do like the Cologuard or something like that, talk to your doctor and see if that makes sense. Maybe it does.
Maybe.
And if you're younger than 45 and you have family history, all of these things, It is a reminder. Nobody likes going to the doctor.
Look, you and I got hosed on this thing because the recommended age was 50.
Yeah.
And then before we got to 50, they lowered it down below our age.
Right.
So we sort of,
Rude.
Yeah, right?
What are we
And yet
supposed to do?
We still went and took care of it. It's fine. Get the test.
My prep could have been better.
Clearly.
That's
what it said right there on the form.
Do you remember the term they used?
I believe it was poor.
I don't know that my prep was poor, but the result was poor.
Well, how do you get a poor result? Poor preparation.
Maybe it's just the pathway was twisty. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. That's probably what it was.
Why do I have to take responsibility for this? I'm blaming the... right enough. Yeah. Texter saying, what can be done for those of us who can't tolerate the prep? I would say one of these sort of non-invasive screenings is better than nothing, at least so you know what's going on. Let's break. In a minute, I do want to talk about our jogging mayor, the mayor of Minneapolis, running through the streets of the city, trying to encourage people to come and visit here. Does this bother you? And who hurt you if it bothers you? We'll talk about that. 651-461-9226. Drive Time back in a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Lendseek.
TikTok parent ByteDance is on a hiring spree as it expands its artificial intelligence team in the U.S., with Bloomberg reporting that the Chinese company is hiring up to 100 people. ByteDance recently divested its U.S. TikTok operations to a group of U.S. investors, including Oracle. And ByteDance is also known for AI, recently launching the 5th generation of its C-Dance video generation model. I'm Jason Brooks.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to Lendseek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. Lendseek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. Lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
When it comes to outdoor living, quality matters. At By the Yard, their furniture is maintenance-free, built to last, and backed by a 35-year warranty. Made from recycled products, crafted right here in the Midwest, and priced direct to you. It's furniture that stands up to real life, season after season. You can count on durability, on-time delivery, and products that live up to every promise they make. Visit a showroom near you to see all By the Yard has to offer, or shop online at buytheyard.net. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
Larry Older here. Let me share Brian's story from Alabama, my mom's home state. He tells us after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain has started to limit me at work and at home, and now I'm amazed at how much relief I've gotten, end of quote. These are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do for you. I've told you about my buddy Tom, an avid golfer, out on the green almost every single day. He says without Relief Factor, he wouldn't be able to swing freely because of shoulder pain or back pain. But since taking it, he said he stayed active, comfortable, and confident in his swing. He is a scratch golfer. That's why I encourage you to try Relief Factor yourself and see what it can do for you. Don't wait. If you're dealing with daily pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF, or go to ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? 800-4RELIEF, ReliefFactor.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow along Crosstown westbound 34th Ave, heading out toward Highway 100. 35 east, slowing both directions between Grand Avenue and Randolph. East 94 as you head toward St. Paul. That's going to be busy. Cedar Avenue, heading over to Snelling Avenue. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hungry? Go to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan for real Texas barbecue. All meats smoked fresh, in-house daily. You can dine in, take out, have it delivered, or have your event catered anywhere in the metro. Just go to Dickeys.com. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, the Twin Cities catering leader.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast brought to you by Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Eagan, the Twin Cities catering leader at Dickies.com. Here's Chris Schaefer.
Expect a mostly cloudy sky overnight tonight. We will see patchy fog develop again because of all the melting of the snow. 38 the overnight low. Average high is 43. Are you ready for these highs? Partly cloudy and 56 tomorrow. Up to 67 on Saturday. Temperatures do fall back to near average on Sunday.
Right now in downtown Minneapolis, it is 53 degrees. Great weather for a jog through the city here on CC.
Your daily detour into sharper conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I wish you could see me, wish you could believe me. I ain't gonna do you harm. Now I think you know me, you don't gotta show me. You can simply take my
Part of what we need to do here in Minnesota is get people to come and visit us. Tourism is important. Getting people to come and experience the Twin Cities, I think, is one of the best ways where you can get people intrigued about maybe locating their business here or sending their kid to college here. Think of the places you visited over the years that maybe you're interested. You're like, oh, I like that more than I thought I would. Or there's something about that place that speaks to me. And so when we're in this moment as a community where not everybody, obviously we're a polarized world, but there are many people singing the praises of Minnesota for the way that people handled the ice surge. And so the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, did a very normal kind of mayor thing, which is he made a video encouraging people to come and visit. And the internet and my comments today have been a straight-up dumpster fire of people freaking out. Now, I'm here to tell you, and we're going to play the video for you in just a second, I think politics have fried people's brains so intensely that they are not able, many are not able to understand that you can be very critical of what is happening in the city, in the state, when it comes to enforcing especially low-level type criminal stuff. We don't have enough cops to be out there stopping car thefts. We don't prosecute things the way that maybe I would like to prosecute things. I also would like to see people come back to work in office more often so downtown has more people, because more people means more safety. So I believe all of these things, and also, man, I want my friends and family and people from all over the country to come and visit here and spend money here and learn to love the same things that I thought all of us loved about Minnesota. Maybe you disagree. 651-461-9226. The question is simple. Should people come here? Should they come visit? Here's the mayor's pitch.
I fell in love with Minneapolis while running the Twin Cities Marathon. So the best way to experience Minneapolis is by foot. Come along with me. I'm running to show you some of the best parts of Minneapolis, whether it's the lakes and rivers running along them, or the museums and the theaters, or it's going to our cultural corridors. Here in Minneapolis, there's something for everyone, and we can't wait to welcome you. In Minneapolis, we embrace winter, and summer, even better. I mean, look, this is the same lake. And if you think Minneapolis is fun during the day, wait until you see it at night. In Minneapolis, we stand up for all of our neighbors, and we can't wait to welcome you. I fell in love with this place while on a run. Maybe you will too.
So, I mean, great, normal, yep, like anything there to be upset about? 651-461-9226. There's nothing I can think of that would be upsetting. Here's what I posted on Facebook today. More people should make videos and put them into the world, bragging about our region and bragging about our state. Get America to come to Minnesota, and let's make sure we come out and support our state and cities too. It's time to get off the couch. Time to get off the couch and get back out there. Eileen Olson, boy, are you full of yourself. What? With the crime and discord in Minneapolis, why would anyone willingly go there but keep pushing your bias? Pam, Jason, it's not safe anymore. What neighborhoods is the mayor running through? Cedar Riverside? Probably not. Born and raised in Minneapolis and not proud. Jess, it'd be impressive if he did a route that marks each violent carjacking scene. Huh? Many people that live in the state are afraid to come to the city. Crime is mainly the issue on a daily basis with lack of police support. Morgan, suppose if you run, you won't get carjacked. Are you guys okay? Yeah, here's our friend Dr. Doulas, who is a YouTube viewer. We appreciate him every day. And even he's on it. Nothing about record car theft? Are you guys absolutely fried? Do you want a failure acknowledgement before anything that's positive about the Twin Cities? Is that what you really want? You want like a voiceover, like big voice guys saying, the city of Minneapolis would like to acknowledge that we've had 2 months of unacceptable car thefts. And over the last 5 years, we have not rebuilt the police precinct, and George Floyd Square is still an absolute dumpster fire. Hi, I'm Jacob Frey. Come visit. What is wrong with you? The things that people are bringing up that are concerns are valid things to be brought up in the context of talking about those things. If you are doing a video, look, for me, it's simple. I want everybody in the country, in the world, to come visit Minnesota. I love this state. I think the fact that we've got beautiful nature right next to all of this urban excitement and activity is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's so cool. You can go walk around Bede-Makaska or Lake of the Isles or Lake Harriet or Cedar Lake, and then you can get on a bike trail and be right downtown in 5 minutes. You could be at the Sculpture Garden, outside the Walker Arts Center. You've got the Minnesota Orchestra. And then you're out in Wayzata, you're at Lake Minnetonka in 20 minutes. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. I want everybody to come and experience this. And if your response to that is, well, why aren't you showing where the carjackings are? First of all, are you dumb? Like, it's a tourism video. Well, why don't you show all the abandoned businesses? Yeah. Like every Target commercial should show like the empty shelf when they don't have something that you want. Like, how stupid are we? We can acknowledge, and we do acknowledge, and I do acknowledge. I don't know what level of acknowledgement people want. There are major problems. There are major problems. And I have news for you. Travel around America. Right now, the vacancy rate in commercial real estate in most American business districts is around 20% in cities. We're about 30% here. It's worse. It is worse here. There's no question about it. Our recovery has been slower. I think some of that is due to politics. Some of it is the fact that we're in the upper Midwest, and a lot of the growth in America is in warmer climates and in the South. I think some of it is because I don't know that there's a political motivation out there to go out there and really fight to try to bring new businesses into our community. Big. I'm not talking about like, the small operations. But so I think there are real things worth talking about. But I also think it's a good idea to ask people to come and visit. I don't think this is very difficult. Texters, Jason, I don't know if you've ever bought anything on eBay, but after you buy it, they encourage you to do buyer feedback. And one of the questions is the product that you got exactly like it described? So to you, 612er, have you ever gone on vacation anywhere, ever in your life? Is it always as the glossy video looked? I can't believe that any of you are serious about this. I just can't believe it. Texter, hey, everybody, come to Minnesota. Get some of the finest drugs you'll ever get in the upper Midwest. Yeah, there are no illegal drugs being sold anywhere in the country. Jason, I think this video is fantastic. A nice comeback, the 1-minute tour guy who made his money and then trashed us. Minneapolis is so much more than what is shown on Fox News. I love the city, warts and all. Jason, yay for positivity and supporting the mayor and the Twin Cities. To all the sour drops out there, take a nap. Jason, I don't think it has anything to do with brains being fried. I live in western Wisconsin, 20 miles from the city. I listen to local news all the time, and the majority of the time, what they talk about is the shootings and the carjackings and other kind of robberies. Don't know why the mayor would want me to come down there at night. Won't even go to a Twins game at night. We're just responding to what we hear on the news. So the news has always been about that sort of stuff, though. So what's different? I think what's different is that we define ourselves by our politics. We used to define ourselves more about where we live, that we're proud of this area. We're proud of this state. And now it's more important to stick it to those city people. Screw them. We have to think about this, Dan, because I do think maybe we can play a role. We have a unique opportunity with this radio station because so many of our listeners are from greater Minnesota. And I push back on the city people with sort of the arrogant, like rocks and cows kind of narrative about greater Minnesota. I don't like that either, man. Like, part of what makes our state great is the life on the farms and the grit of small-town Minnesota. But I do think that just like the arrogance that comes from the city is wrong, the arrogance that has taken over in the rest of the state, it's man, you're just killing yourself. Where do you think the funding comes from for your roads and for your schools? It comes from the cities. And the cities need to clean up their act. I am not absolving them, but I'm also saying we can do a tourism ad without all of you losers losing your mind. Just let the mayor run around the city and say it's nice. My God, drive time back in a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Shopping for insurance is never fun, is it? It's so difficult to compare apples to apples and try to figure out, like, all right, are we doing this right? Am I getting an equal comparison? Let the Canopy Group do all of this work for you. It's Jason for the Canopy Group. Love this Minnesota company. They are awesome. Belle Plaine, LeSueur, Minnetonka. 3 offices, but one number is going to get you to these professionals, 50 of them. And I've had such great service from the Canopy Group. We've had a lot of life changes in my time as a customer and a client of the Canopy Group. They have 16 different insurance companies. So the Canopy Group, they don't care about which company insures you. They vetted these 16. They're awesome. What they care about is you. Your experience, your family, getting the best coverage for the best price. That's what they do. It's pretty awesome. But as we've changed things, they're there for you. Like, oh, now we got kids at college. Now we got kids back home. Now we're in an apartment. Now we're in a house. They have coverage to meet your needs. get to the Canopy Group. It's almost 6 o'clock. You may as well go to the website. You can call them tomorrow if you want. 800-967-3389. They're probably there now. I don't know. Go to the website, thecanopygroup.com.
To all the fans who are regular users of the voice message feature on the Odyssey app,
If you're going to be critical on both ends.
we say you're welcome.
I am absolutely sick of paying more and more, outreaching inflation by far.
Now, to those of you who haven't tried it yet, we ask, what are you waiting for?
We should definitely be able to charge the ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Good.
Clip the microphone right next to the Listen Live button and record your thoughts.
Hey, who is ever on the radio right now? What a buffoon.
Whatever you want.
Thought I would try out this voice messaging on Odyssey.
For News Talk 830, WCCO.
Get into your local running store Tuesday and Wednesday, March 24th and 25th, where everything is on sale. Well, almost everything. Save 12% on almost everything in the store. This includes most regular priced items, plus 25% on regular priced clothing and footwear. Also shop sporting goods, houseware, snacks, hardware, fishing, hunting, and much more. Bring the family to your local Runnings March 24th and 25th, where almost everything in the store is on sale. Go to Runnings.com for more information and to find a store near you. Runnings, now with 90 locations, your local home, farm, and outdoor store.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch support system is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. With the new year upon us, there's no better time to take control of your financial life. And the Jill on Money podcast is here to help. It's your questions that make it possible for me to provide unconventional and, I hope, entertaining insights on your money and, more importantly, on your life. Follow and listen to Jill on Money wherever you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Use caution traveling 169 southbound area of Old Jacoby Road. We got some debris in the right lane. Traffic swerving to avoid it. Had a couple of close calls I've been watching so far on the camera. Things are slow as you come down from Pioneer Trail. Again, that's South 169 at Old Jacoby Road, right lane. If you're traveling 494 eastbound, got your slowdowns there as you come in from France Avenue over to Portland Avenue. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast Mostly cloudy, patchy fog tonight. Gutman Law bringing us the forecast. 38 is the low. Tomorrow, 56. Saturday, 67. My goodness. It'll cool down on Sunday, but this is crazy. 53 right now in downtown Minneapolis. Continental Diamond time check. It's almost time for us to be done. 5:58 right now. Thank you so much for listening. Tons of texts. Love the feedback. Love the participation. You guys always make me think. Sometimes you make me mad, but mostly you make me happy that you're listening. Henry Lake is coming up. We'll see you tomorrow.
Twin City Framers is the industry leader building the largest wood frame projects in town, and they have a meeting